Back, everybody. This is episode 9 of Redeemers of the Fall. We're coming up on episode 10, the final episode of season 1. Why is my music not playing? There we go. Cool.
Still hosting.
It's going to go off in a second here.
I'm just an idiot.
Yeah, it just takes a second. You know, I know you want to see anime butts all day long, but, you know, sometimes you got to move on with your life. Alright, so last game we were together. We introduced a new character to the group. His name is Kane. He is a book-wielding warlock, mysterious stranger that no one knows too much about right now. They found him in a marketplace. Someone tried to sell him jerky. He threw it into the ground, offended the jerky vendor. The group made their way into the keep and found that Thomar's son had been shot in the chest by a crossbow. The bolt had a feather symbol on it that resembled that of the Order of the Purple Eye. Thomar now wants to go to war against the Order of the Purple Eye to take them down for killing his son. And then what else happened? You made your way into the House of Healing, Tovar's House of Healing, to obtain some sort of cure for this vampiric disease, or to find out if there was a way to cure Thomar and the guards of this. And the clerics that were in there offered you some sort of, vial of some sort of concoction they were making from the dead body that was in there of your previous companion. And you found out that it was more of an acidic potion that melted flesh and things of that nature. They started whipping them at you guys. You found out that they had people locked in these 2 rooms behind these religious symbols. But you guys did end up defeating these imposter clerics. And we ended the session on that with Shadowfire's character Kane coming into the fray and finding out that he ended up murdering a guy in the middle of the street, blowing his head up, while all of the passers-by saw it, screaming because they didn't know anything. A guy just fell out of a window, had his head exploded. Then he made his way into Tolvar's House of Healing. Now you guys are amongst the dead bodies of these fake clerics, and the door is opened to a man who is chained up to a bed, and also his lower half, his legs have been melted by whatever concoction they were testing on him. He is sweating. It looks like his legs are infected, and you know that he's probably the previous cleric that ran the House of Healing, and he was captured by these guys. So you feel free to do whatever you'd like. You are on the map with all of the guys who basically were impostoring. What is the right word? Disguising themselves as the healers.
And see, I wasn't here during this fight, right?
You were sleeping.
Yeah, I was like sleeping or something.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm not even here. I'm not even in this room.
I don't remember. Where did he go?
I think I was still with Omar.
Okay. Yeah, you were still with Thomar.
Yeah.
I'm gonna search the bodies for anything that seems out of place.
Okay, great. So go ahead and roll me an investigation roll. Cool. As you walk up to, you can walk up to any of the bodies, by the way. Just move your character token. Okay, cool. So as you walk up to the body, you kind of are searching through his robes, and you can see that after lifting up the robe that's nearby his back, you can see that he has some sort of scarification along his back that resembles some sort of religious symbol. Go ahead and roll me an Arcana and a Religion.
Arcana.
Great. Okay, awesome. Those are good enough to tell you that the religion roll tells you that it is actually a symbol of the corruptor, and that the Arcana roll shows kind of like a faint glow to it, like a purplish glow to it, that would indicate that From your knowledge, this symbol might have been etched into their backs to devote themselves to the corruptor, and the corruptor may be able to control some of their motivations through the symbol itself.
Hmm.
And then you know that the corruptor is a greater being, like a deity, that lives or resides in Shadowfell, which Severian has receded into after you had blown a hole in his chest, nearly killing him. So he's fallen back into Shadowfell, possibly to speak with the corruptor to regain his health, to come back and to, show you guys what for. Yeah, he's just gonna come out with his fists, just like an Irishman.
I've got our rules.
Yep. Comes out like Irishman boxing you guys.
He's really a monk.
Yeah, he's multi-classing. But yeah, you took him out pretty much with your Eldritch Blast. You fired several of them, blowing a hole in him, and he was very shocked that you were able to injure him that heavily.
It looks like they're all with the corruptor. It's not a fun god to be playing with. Same one that Severian follows.
And then they all just stare at you blankly. So Shadowfire, if you guys didn't hear him, has informed you that they have marks on their back that resemble that of the corruptor, which is like a god or deity, an evil deity in the world. The same god that Severian follows.
Okay.
So you're all standing amongst these bodies in which he has searched one of them. And they don't really have anything important on them. They would have like a ceremonial dagger and maybe just like a book of like the local religion to show that they're kind of part of it, but they're actually faking it. So what would you guys like to do? Exactly, Shadowfire. Yeah, you just stand there like that. That's exactly what I saw.
I mean, I guess.
Or sorry, they saw.
Well, in general,
Mhm.
last besides this whole healing thing, is we're supposed to go back to Thomar.
You were gonna go back to Thomar?
And because he wants us to like help him.
He wants, he
avenge-
wants to go to war with the Order. Now we're gonna, before we have you guys go over there, we're gonna cut back to Artemis, or sorry, Xavian, and we're gonna go over what's happening over there. There's actually, just as we're ending, like if you guys decide to leave, wait, are you leaving right now? What are you guys doing? You guys tell me what to do.
Well,
what you do.
yeah, I'll leave to head back to wherever he's at. Thomar.
Oh, you're leaving. Okay.
Before we left,
So-
I wanted to rummage through bodies, see what money they had.
You're looking through them, you said?
Yeah, just real quick.
I mean, in total, you probably would find, let's see. Oh, shoot, not that.
1 shekel.
You find
One
190.
schmeckle.
Yeah, you find 190 gold amongst their bodies. So they were grabbing gold, whatever they could. Before you leave, Velkin, a man steps in. He's in a full black robe, and it looks like he has like black leather armor, 2 swords on his hips. He's walking like he's determined to speak with you guys. So he's walking towards you. You can't see his face just yet. I mean, you could see like the bottom of his mouth. Like, go roll perception.
Perception.
Yeah, Erebos, you don't find anything else because they just had gold on them, and then those religious books. If you want to take their ceremonial daggers, they each have one.
There are no more of those able potions or any arrows.
I mean, you can roll an investigation on the alchemy table. Got knocked over and it got broken last time you were fighting. So there's like pieces of herbs and stuff like that they use to mix together with the potions. If you wanted to take any sort of like herbs or the vials and stuff like that, there's some intact like scientific stuff that's there for the alchemy kit. Actually, you know what? There's a full alchemy kit there if you wanted to grab it.
Okay, I'll grab it.
Okay, cool. Okay, so the perception roll that was done by Erebos.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's
sorry.
good.
Perception was 17 from Belkin.
Yep.
So you can see that the man walking towards you has a very pale mouth. Like, he has no beard whatsoever. He's got a very strong chin. And he's got some slight scars on his, like, chin itself, like, leading up to his lips. And he's marching towards you.
Okay.
And he lifts his hood, flipping it backwards, revealing a pale, elvish-looking man. His eyes are black. He has no hair, so he's just straight bald, pale man. He extends his hand, his black leather glove with a bit of fur coming out of the end of it, and he introduces himself. He says, "My name is Krite. It is nice to meet you. I am from the Guild of the Bloodletter. I'm here to deliver a very important message to you."
Do you know him?
No.
I see.
He's got his hand extended.
Uh,
He says, "Are these your fellow adventurers?"
shit, I don't know what to say to this guy.
Do you remember what the Guild of the Bloodletter was?
I am, but I don't know if he's like shady or not. Just because he's from there
Roll
doesn't mean he's
insight.
not associated with.
From what I remember, we
Just
thought
kidding.
most of them were pretty friendly. Well, they weren't hostile to us. They just wanted us
Yeah,
to
but he
like,
could
bring
also
them
be another
coins and
imposter.
stuff.
I mean, look at
Never
the
mind.
priests that were supposed to help us, and
Yeah, exactly.
they were trying to force feed our boss, Abel Brew, with an extra
Ooh.
dose of acid.
What's up?
Ooh.
16? Yeah, you can see that he seems genuine.
Okay. I guess what brings you over?
Alright, he slowly lowers his hand because
Oh, I
he
shake
sees
his
that.
hand. I
Okay.
forgot he says hands up.
Alright, so as he's lowering his hand, you reach in and kind of like shake his hand. Roll me a
Yeah.
performance.
Performance.
I want to see how well you shake his hand because he was
Shake it
lowering
really good.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, it's pretty good. You're able to grab it and like firm handshake with your gauntlet.
Yeah.
Just, hi there. Do you introduce yourself as Velkin the dragon or just Velkin?
This is Vulcan, I guess. Vulcan.
Okay. He says, "I'm
Wouldn't
here."
that would be kind of racist, wouldn't it? I'm welcome the dragon.
She calls herself that.
That's my name, though.
Yeah.
Oh, that's your full name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So he like kind of is like looking over your shoulder, Velkin, as well, to kind of speak to the group,
Oh.
and he say, "I hope that you don't have much more to do here. It seems like you've handled most of that, but I'm here to warn you. Your leader, Thomar, is in need of dire medical attention, and I have called forth many of the Guild of the Bloodletter to take him back to Manever's Tower, to the guild itself. We can return him to his former self if you wish, but it will take some time. We do want to warn you as well that there is a great disturbance in the Nether, and that Severian is growing stronger. If you return with me now..." What are you laughing at?
No,
Are you laughing as a character or out of character?
no, I'm a character.
There's a great disturbance in the nether.
Pretty much, yeah. He's from Star Wars, yeah. Exactly. Star Wars, we got Minecraft in there. There's a lot of different things going on. But he's pretty much saying that he has a task force that's coming in to take Thomar back to Manever's Tower. He actually says we need to etch Manever out of the ice, and I want to let you know that he's basically explaining to you that his leader is not dead. The one that was fighting Count Argus, he says he is not dead. We've gathered his ashes, but we need Manever to basically bring him back to his former self. But we can also help Thomar at the same time. Moldy Lunchbox, thank you for calling 6 reinforcements to battle. Woo! So yeah, so there's a lot going on right now. So the Guild of the Bloodletter has arrived. They have a messenger. His name is Krite. He has informed you guys that he wants you to come back with him. They're going to be taking Thomar because Thomar is looking to start a war right now.
Yeah.
He needs to ensure that the war is not going to happen because it's going to mess everything up for the Guild of the Bloodletter, who is just trying to live in the kind of arcane area, the Nether, that is, underneath Manever's Tower. But they also want to take Manever and remove him from the ice, so that way he can help battle Severian. because Severian's growing in power now, and they can sense that through the huge like portal that is basically within the walls of Minerva's tower.
And then, sorry, did we find out exactly what Guild of the Bloodletter was, or not really?
Well, yeah, Minerva, I think.
It's a club of vampires.
Yeah, it's pretty much a vampire club.
Okay, I remember now.
Yeah, it's an actual area down there.
So you're a vampire. You're a vampire.
Yeah,
We're all vampires here.
Krite pretty much says that he can gain you entrance to the Guild of the Bloodletter. Previously, you needed tokens to gain entry.
Hold on, I'm just myself.
Yeah. So previously you needed tokens to gain entry by capturing other vampires, but he sees how dire the situation is, and he needs your help as well. So he says, "What say you?"
I feel like you are all my safest way out of here, so I'll just.
Hey.
Yeah, I agree that we should
Right.
just follow.
He says, "Follow me. My team should be arriving shortly." And then he like kind of swiftly turns around. You see his black cape kind of follow him as he's walking forward. You can. I need you guys. Anyone who's looking at him and kind of like trying to investigate him, roll investigation for me, because you get like a glimmer off of his blades. Wow. The dust kicks up into your eyes as he turns around.
When he turns around, I'm gonna use Mask of Many Faces to do a thing. I'm just gonna look like, I don't know, a blonde, long-haired sellsword who's just got like his pole arm and like purple robes.
Okay.
With like the, yeah, just purple robes.
So purple robed, blonde, long-haired sellsword with a halberd, right? Polearm, sorry.
Quarterstaff. Sorry, quarterstaff.
Okay, cool. Quarterstaff. So you're just kind of like walking with your little quarterstaff. I keep saying little quarterstaff.
Yeah.
Your quarterstaff. Cool. So you guys follow after Krite back to the Black Keep. We're going to cut back to the Black Keep now with Xavian. Thomar has been showing that he is, definitely unstable. He's finally buried his son. He's covered in dirt. Speaking to himself, you can see he's, sweating profusely. His eyes are kind of changing color because they were bloodshot. While you are there, Xavian, you guys are in the back of the Black Keep where it's kind of like opened up to the mountainside. Mm-hmm. Rappelling down the mountainside are several members of the Guild of the Bloodletter. You don't know they're the Guild of the Bloodletter just yet.
No, I don't know. I don't know who those are.
Yeah, they're just like guys in black robes and that are rappelling down the mountainside. And one of them basically throws a grappling hook over to the building, and he swings over Thomar's head and knocks him to the ground. The rest of them descend upon the area. And one of them approaches you, and he says, "Stand back. This is none of your business."
So what is that my business? This is Thomar, the captain of the Redeemers. What do you mean this is none of my business? What say you? And I start and I pull out my weapons. I'm ready to
he says, as you can see, he is not well. And he says, "Please stand back. We must cure him of his vampirism."
I know. So I stand back for a minute. And I say, "You know of his illness? How much do you know?"
And then, as you say, "How much do you know?" they lower their hoods, revealing that they are indeed vampires themselves. So all of them are like bald vampires with like elvish ears. Their fangs are like slightly protruding from their mouths, black eyes. And they're all in their black robes and that. And he shows you a sigil of the Guild of the Bloodletter. It's like a metal emblem with basically vampire fangs on it. And like a drop, like a blood drop in the center, like a ruby.
I'm going to say that I remember the sigil. I'm not 100% sure if I trust these guys. Can I roll for insight?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I'm going to roll for insight to see if these guys are truthful about trying to help Omar, because I need to know.
Okay.
Roll, Batman, roll!
Oh man, yeah, you don't know. I mean,
Bad brain.
Yeah. So I still have my weapon drawn, and I'm just kind of sitting there puzzling as they're trying to pick them up because I'm not sure what to do. I say, I need proof to know that your deed is righteous.
what proof?
Righteous.
Yeah, what proof do you need? And righteousness is not in my background. I'm sure if I stepped into
for the right of my Lord Omar, that he'll be safe. That you will try to help him.
well, you can return with us and ensure our righteousness by bearing witness to his cure. Now,
I will need to go and get my companions because I am not 100% sure on you. It's not.
he
the
places
call
his.
against you.
He's going to place his hand on your shoulder. He says, he's like reaching out. Are you letting him touch your shoulder or no?
He's
I don't know.
oh, shit.
Okay, he's going to touch
Ruffle
your
your
shoulder.
feathers in anger.
Yeah, he says, I assure you that we mean well. I've sent my messenger Krite to speak to your friends and to bring them here to the Black Keep. We must leave, though, because Severian is near.
I look over to Omar as they're picking them up. I say, "Let me go with you to ensure that nothing bad will happen along the way."
You're saying that to who?
I'm saying that to the guy who reached out to.
Yeah,
them, my
he
favor.
actually invited you to go with him.
Yeah, I know. I'm just agreeing to go with him.
Okay. So he takes his hand off of your shoulder and he says, well, first we must secure Thomar. As you can see, he is not well. And he's like kind of shaking and foaming at the mouth. You know, you can see his fangs are starting to protrude. It's like biting at
Oh
them.
no.
Just like a dog.
He's like, like out of character, and my character would probably be like, oh, you guys take him. I don't want to be right.
Yeah. So they pick him up. They have him manacled. They also have several ropes tied around him to ensure that he's not going to flail out. And they start leading him down the stairs in the actual keep itself. The man who put his hand on your shoulder puts his hood back up and walks with. Actually, they don't put their hoods back up just yet, but they lead
Just
you
yet.
along with them. Just yet, not just yet. They don't need
Just
them.
yet.
So they're walking down the staircase, and as they're walking down the staircase, the rest of your group enters into the Black Keep, along with Krite, another vampire from the Guild of the Bloodletter, and he waves to his group and he says, "I see you've procured our package. We must bring him back in one piece. I have horses waiting for us."
I see that they're with them. I say, you guys knew about this? You knew about this? Didn't tell me.
And they all just stare at you blankly again, I guess.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. That's the most awkward interaction ever. You guys knew about this? Oh, they're just like
We're
staring.
literally
Oh.
just on the way over there. We can't get there any faster.
Okay then. All right. So Krite says, I have horses waiting. We also have a carriage to bring people with. It's going to be quite a trek up into the icy peaks. Make sure you bring something to keep yourselves warm.
I go and buy a long coat.
Okay. So he just slowly turns around as
Well,
his cells.
if there's
Oh,
a place
actually,
nearby.
sorry. I forgot to explain. Xavian, you see with the group is a blonde man. He's got very long hair. He's in a purple robe. He's wearing. He's got a quarterstaff, and he's just kind of walking with the group itself. You don't see Kane, the guy who defeated.
I just
Severian pretty much.
slide up over to Erebos and I just say, who's that new guy?
Okay, Erebos is just looking weird, and
Stares
then
blankly.
and then what happens is the man with the blonde hair, just like staring blankly as well, says, "I'm going to buy a long coat," and then like walks away. He just goes over to the marketplace.
And then I'm
You're
just with that
shopping.
Erebos, and I'm just like,
I'm going to go shopping.
Who is that? Yeah.
Is there like a vendor nearby? I guess I should say that before I actually do anything.
I mean, the vendors themselves have been kind of scared out of the streets from the vampiric guards that were running around and now have like burned up. I would say, go ahead and roll me an investigation as you walk into the town, or sorry, into the marketplace. A long coat has been left on a chair nearby, like the marketplace itself, just kind of sitting there.
I'll take it and leave 2 gold where it was.
Okay, great. You got a long coat.
So
It's a little short though.
from before we
That's
even
fine.
went up to the tower with Crane and that,
Mhm.
the rest of us still had the clothing that was made for us at that barn.
Oh, yeah,
and
you're
all
right.
That. So is that sufficient enough for where we're going?
Yeah, it was warm enough for you guys. The only one who doesn't have something right now, I think, was Kane.
Yeah, yeah.
So he has a long coat
But now I'm
though.
good.
Yeah, he's got a long coat.
Okay.
It's like a North Face or something. All right, so now the man with the blonde hair walks back into the building, and he's holding a coat over like his arm.
I just look at it. I'm like,
Okay, all right.
I'll put it
who's
on.
that guy?
He puts it on over his purple
and
robe.
it'll- Yeah.
It's like
He
barely
puts a
fitting
coat-
over the.
So wait, hold on. He puts a coat on
Over his
top of his
purple
robe.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's like all disheveled too. It's like the collar's popped up in one area, it's down in the other. There's like his robe bunched up on like one
I'm
arm.
just imagining like a purple bathrobe.
Pretty much, yeah. His chest is showing through the robe too because he didn't disguise any sort of shirt underneath the robe. He snaps his fingers and the shirt appears. Wow, this is a really interesting session, guys. All right, there's a
Yeah.
bunch of vampires that showed up. They've captured Thomar. They're leading you guys
The
along.
vampires made no sense in this character.
I'm gonna walk up to Xavier real quick and just like in like a lower voice like, "Hey, it's me. It's your buddy Kane. You know, that one guy you
I'm
guys
gonna get
threw
in
a
the
sweet roll
carriage
at.
'cause I don't want to ride
Just
a
so you
horse.
know."
Sorry.
So I'm going in the carriage part and not a horse.
Okay.
I
So
We talked about some kind of sweet roll for a second. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's like, I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, oh, you're the jerky guy. Everybody's just the jerky guy.
I know. I was there
You
during the whole
know,
thing.
I asked you who it was.
It's the jerky guy. What do you want me to tell you?
It's the jerky guy.
It's the jerky
God,
guy.
You bloody birdhead brain bimbo.
I told you a bimbo? What the hell? Oh, hey then. All right. So
We're going with it, all right.
Krite is going to lead the group out because obviously you guys are too busy staring blankly at one another. Yeah, you already ran in the carriage. They didn't even bring you to the carriage. Yeah, they have them at like the main entrance of the freaking place. Like Velkin runs off and finds a carriage and just busts inside of it.
Just
This is my carriage. There
It's
are
like,
many like
hold
it,
on,
but this one is
Kristen,
mine.
come back here and roll me a D10 or sorry, D20. If it's over 10, you got in the right carriage. If it's under 10, you got in the wrong carriage.
Oh my god.
Is it a hostage situation?
Oh!
I don't think it's gonna be a hostage.
It's gonna be like assassins in there.
It's a possibility. It could be a hostage
Well, I'm
situation.
assuming that when you said that, we were seeing what they were
Come
referring
No, you have, that's why you have to ask questions.
I'm scared.
All right, let's see.
It'll be okay, honey.
You did it wrong.
How is it? I don't remember.
It's slash.
Other slash.
Slash roll. Yeah, you did backslash, not forward slash.
Oh.
Backslash. Backhand.
Oh no, sorry. It is. Yeah, it's forward slash. Okay.
Wait, that's the wrong slash?
No, forward slash roll d20.
That
Like
one. Oh, you can't type.
It's like
forward
this.
slash.
I don't. Okay, this isn't helping, so I'm like angled at the damn computer.
I didn't make you angled. Don't yell at your DM. I can strike lightning at you.
Bitch.
Wow.
A beholder,
Random lightning comes down from the heavens.
a
It's like-
beholder comes out of existence into existence.
So yeah,
That
she
big
sits.
wizard guy we were fighting, he comes back. He's like, ha, just JK.
JK, yeah. All right, so he jumps in, or she jumps into the carriage. She's ready to roll. She's eating a sweet roll in the freaking carriage. And as you guys walk down, Krite's leading you, to the main entrance. He says, is there anything that you need to take care of before we leave the Black Keep, because it may be a while before we return.
Anybody got any arrows?
Anybody got any
I
healing
sit there for a
potions?
long minute and I stare blankly to think, oh, did I leave the water running? No, I did not. Okay, yeah, we can go.
Do any of you have any healing potions?
Yeah, I got plenty from this one guy that was joining our party. You know, yeah, I got plenty. We're fine. We're okay.
Alright.
And
Good to know.
Krite turns over to you and says, don't worry about procuring healing potions. We have many of them in the shop at the guild.
I've got able potion.
Do you have gold to purchase them?
I got able potions.
I'm
able to heal with some potions, yeah?
Maybe give you a little acid reflux.
Okay, hold on, guys. Sorry. Where the hell did you get these from?
My mom bought them for us to get to eat while we were getting ready.
You're really getting into character now.
before the wedding. My mom bought it for us.
I'm eating one of these too.
Talking
Freaking
about
Velkin sweet roll
over
over here.
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, we have to take a break for a sweet roll.
Should I go grab a cinnamon roll?
This episode was sponsored by Sweet Rolls.
Look how good they look.
Oh my god, they're good. They can't see it, not until they're on the
I put it
stream.
on the camera. Well, whatever. Doesn't matter. I have
Oh
it.
my
No,
god,
they're
they're
just
good. Okay, so
chocolate-covered pretzels.
Mm-hmm.
they're awesome.
I mean,
So, you guys, who's getting in the carriage? Who's getting on horses? There's 3 spots available in the carriage.
I sit in the spot in the carriage, not next to Velkin.
Okay. Erebos and Xavier.
I also get in the
Oh,
carriage.
Wait, real quick, is it like?
So you
like
said
a-
there's only 3 spots, right?
Yep. There's I guess there's enough for 5 people in there. So there's a like a bench, which would seat 3 people, and then there's a separation between the seats on the other side, and like because the central area would like lead out to, or it would have like a box or something in the center, and have like a small window to talk to the driver, and you have 2 seats, like one towards the left wall, one towards the right wall of the carriage. So like I said, like 5 seats in there.
How are we sitting in this?
Well, Velkin is sitting in the middle of the big bench, like with her legs spread, like she's like mansplaining right now, eating a sweet roll.
Mansplaining, alright. I'll just take a solo
Wow.
seat.
All right,
good.
he's taking a solo seat. So there's 1 solo
Yeah,
seat left.
mental image I have to
Savian
put
stepped
through
in
my
first,
head.
but he's just standing in the middle of the carriage.
I'm just like, where do I go? Do I go left or do I go right? I'm gonna sit on the left side.
Okay, so you sit on the left side of the 3-seater bench.
Yep, I sure do.
Okay, and then Erebos,
I'll
you
have
go
my
in the
owl
carriage
just
as well.
perched on top of it.
Yep.
Cool. What seat do you want to take?
Yep. Yep.
I will take whichever seat is available and
There's 2
have
seats.
silence sit with me.
Well, there's an empty solo seat, and then there's a seat along the 3-seater.
Erebus is one of those guys that like sees somebody from high school that he didn't really like, so he puts his dog down on the seat. Just like, sorry, there's no room, I'm sorry.
I'll just sit on the floor with my dog.
All right, so you sit in the middle of the carriage. You're going to start sliding around as you're driving. Okay. Carriage takes off. You make your way towards the icy peaks, towards Manever's Tower. Let's see if anything happens while that's going on. Nope, you guys are good. So yeah, it takes you quite a while to get over to the tower itself. Let's see if there's anything else. I mean, you pass by and there's like there's a group that's walking in the snow. So like you can kind of hear just like mumbling of people talking as they're walking along. Does anyone
What do
want
they
to do
look
anything?
like?
They are wearing like raggedy clothes. There's a couple dragonborn with them, and there's some elves. They're like bigger, burlier people, but they're kind of like they got their hands kind of like are pulling up the the robes and that over them, so they can keep themselves so they can keep themselves warm as they walk through the icy peaks.
From
Alright.
what we can tell, do they look more like villagers or more of people we recognized while up there?
Roll me an investigation and roll me a religion if you're trying to figure out anything about them.
Investigation and religion.
Wow.
No, religion's good.
Yeah, I mean, your religion would tell you that they may be part of those who worship the frost god, part of the Frostblood mercenaries, who are often.
Cloaks, no cloaks?
They're not wearing cloaks. The Frostblood mercenaries are usually prisoners who are brought to the icy peaks to die. So they will oftentimes find solitude in the Frostblood mercenaries.
Oh,
Do I see these guys? Do I see the Frostblood mercenaries?
Roll me perception.
Too good perception. I knew they were gonna be so good.
It's gonna be so good. It's like a 4.
I
did
need,
it spread or
Yeah,
not spread
probably.
to common people that the Frostblood god or Frost god's like a farce?
You guys didn't tell anybody.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So it's not like public knowledge to anyone.
Nope.
Okay.
All right, do I see them?
Yeah, I mean, you could see them through like a bit of the snow.
Okay. I put my head out the window, and I scream to them, and I'm like, "Your god's alive!"
Why am I not surprised?
Yeah, they kind of turn around and don't really take, they really don't care what you're saying. You see one like lift his hand up and go, "Bah! Whatever! You're gonna die here!"
Abel's dead! Your god is alive!
Just like a doomsayer yelling out the window.
Yeah.
Alright, so you make your way to the entrance of Manever's tower. The tower is like covered in snow. There's like large icicles protruding from the top.
That one.
You're still making your way through the spires that Severian has erupted from the
I was
ground.
just gonna ask them.
Yeah. So they're still there. There's also a couple other like Frostbloods that are kind of just searching around the spires themselves. You can see a couple of them are actually hacking at them with mine picks. Or mining picks. And they kind of shuffle away from the carriage as it pulls up. Like they're kind of shuffling to the other side to kind of hide from you guys because they don't want to interact with anyone. And then Krite yells out, "We're here!"
Losers.
Or "We have arrived!" He knows you guys stare blankly, so he opens the doors of the carriage himself. He says, "Please, follow me."
Right?
Oh,
I
what
do
all
stuff.
do I know about this place?
Oh, roll me a history.
History.
I would say nothing.
Bare bones basics.
It's a tower.
Yeah. Hey, look at this tower here. It looks nice, doesn't it?
There's a birdie tower.
I mean, yeah,
right
you're
there.
basic. I mean, the thing is, in the world, and especially with you reading books and stuff like that, in the world, you don't know much about the tower itself, like when it was created or how it was created, but you know that the Great Wizard Manever is kind of common knowledge that he is said to have lived in this tower, and that actually, you don't know anything about the Frost God either. So they say that there's a Frost God that lives atop the tower. Some people say that it is Manever who's like the Frost God, and that what happens there are altars around the icy peaks that people are sacrificed at to worship the Frost God himself. So
Okay.
that's what you know.
All right. Well, I get out of the carriage and start going after, following.
All right, so you
whoever.
follow Krite into Manever's tower.
Are we walking? Are we walking with Krite?
It's up to you if you want to walk with him or if you don't want to walk with him.
I'm gonna walk with
Krite.
him. I got some questions.
Okay, you're walking with Krite, Kane, and Erebos, so you're walking with Krite as well?
Sure.
Okay, cool.
I
Yeah.
call out to Krite and I ask him, what do you know of the sayings?
He says you're talking about the sayings down in the arcane vault?
Can I recite the only saying that we've been told? On the first night the construct stood still, saying, embers called forth dragon flame, bringing light to shadow. Do you know anything about that?
He seems pretty surprised that you know that. And he says, I actually do know that there is a forgotten king, or the Forgotten King's Hoard. He says that is actually a 3-part saying to that. 4-part saying, if you will, if you really want the good stuff. He says, we've been trying to obtain the knowledge to gain access to the Hoard ourselves.
Hoard?
Yeah, Hoard
It
is...
sounds like you're saying hoard. Okay,
No,
just
not
let me
the King's Hoard. No.
The King's Hall.
We've been trying to get a hold of that for a long time. No. So
Maybe
the,
Hoard
Adventures in
with
Woodkid.
the D. Okay.
no, they say it's basically the saying will unlock the doors to the Forgotten King's Hoard, which is a vast lump sum of gold, magical weapons, and armor, and various artifacts that were collected by the Forgotten King. He says that the entrance to it is actually in the Crypt of the Lost. So,
The finest of days.
but it will require a key from Ogrim to actually access the Crypt of the Lost. And that you must recite a saying or poem upon completing all the previous halls to get into it.
Alright. Well, I was just lucky to have been here once before. I don't know if you remember me. I don't know if you had even noticed me, but we had the entrance to your sanctum once. We had to use. They said we had to come and find vampires that and reclaim their token entry to your sanctum.
Sounds like a lost connection.
He says, yeah, I mean, he actually mentioned that to you earlier. He says, I do remember, yes. We heard that there were some mortals that made their ways to our gates. We were actually hoping that you would return bringing us tokens, but alas, we never heard from you. I almost said alas. Alas, we never heard from you. He says, I would like to help you in gathering the rest of the saying, as you have one portion of it. Where did you obtain the portion?
Our friend had greeted the Asters by trying to open the door to the I can't remember the area, but she had opened the door, and as she opened it, the saying had appeared. Can you guys not hear me?
It's a little. I mean, it's just hard to understand you still. So I would probably pull the mask off you.
That's not why I'm laughing.
I do like the. I don't know if you remember me, but you know.
I don't know if you remember me.
Sounds like a Craigslist misconnection post.
Yeah, so our friend had met with the Ashers, and in order to meet with them, she had opened the door, and appeared the saying that we heard from our mortal ears. So you say there's 3, maybe 4 sayings altogether in the tower itself?
He says, yes, there are 3 sayings that you will need to gain entrance to the Forgotten King's Hoard, but there's word that there is a 4th saying. I'm guessing it's within the halls, or sorry, the Crypt of the Lost. Maybe a final note.
Oh, yeah, I was there in the Crypt of the Lost. Believe it or not, I was very lost.
You gained entrance to the Crypt of the Lost. How is that possible?
Out of character. Didn't I get into the? Wasn't I like locked?
No,
Like-
you were on the platform in front of it.
Oh, okay, so
And remember, it had like an arcane lock on it, and you were trying
Oh,
to
right.
pick the lock or whatnot.
and I couldn't pick it. Right. I said maybe I could gain entry if I use my friend Tangled. He's very small. Maybe he could fit through it. We'll have to see.
He says, your friend? He's like looking around.
Yeah, and Tangled just comes out.
You didn't
from
have
un-
him.
Oh, I didn't have him?
He was
what
back
happened
at
to-
the inn, remember? He was like sitting on that thing, the wall. I said,
no.
did you forget anything in town? And you specifically were like, oh, I don't think I have the water running. And then you're like, no, let's go.
Master?
You know,
Yeah, he's like, Master, where have you gone?
oh, man.
I grow tired.
I don't know if you remember me or not, Master.
I look around for a brass bowl with fire coming out of it. They said,
Did you say a brass bowl? Are you looking for a brazier?
a brazier, yeah, I don't know how to say it.
That's like that glass bowl, man. That's good summons.
I just imagine your spider just sitting there. He'll come for me.
Yeah,
One day.
he'll come for me one day. I remember Master.
That's so sad.
Just a little spider sitting out on a post looking at the open road. It's raining.
Don't make me sad. Where is does the tower have at least one area with a brass brazier anywhere?
Yeah, it has it. Remember in the area where, or in the halls of the construct.
You just
But
wanted
also
to go
there's two braziers in the entrance. Remember, they have like a blue fire coming out of it.
Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna go there, and I still have some materials left over. I'm just gonna spawn him back there.
Okay. So he's
Yeah,
like,
so
yeah,
I'm gonna
Master. He's like, Master hasn't forgotten me. Thank you, Master. And he crawls up on your shoulder.
I'm just holding him in my hands, and I'm like, yeah.
Just like,
Anyway, I turn around to Crit, and I say, yeah, this guy, maybe he'll fit. We'll see. Put him back on my shoulder.
I'll just walk up to Xavier and put my hand on his shoulder and say, you know, you can just snap to make them disappear and then snap to make them reappear within 30 feet of you, right? You do know that's a thing you can do.
Oh, someone's
No, I did not know that. Sorry.
Read the player's handbook.
You say it in
Give me the
character.
full definition of grappling
Well, to be fair,
from the
he's
player's
not,
handbook without moving right now.
he's not. He's
Yeah,
not like
see
in
there,
30
he's
feet from
typing.
me.
He's typing.
Yeah, it's like 2 towns.
I have it with me. That's the thing.
He reads grappling every night before he goes to sleep, obviously.
Grappling.
What's the rules for grappling the pillow again?
He grapples his pillow. Yeah, he rolls dice to grapple his pillow every night. Oh, he's got to go. His parents are going to beat him up. Tangle's outside. He's going to go get him. Cool. I will also let you guys know while he's gone. I mean, I can inform him when he gets back too. There's a name for the Orcish dungeon that. Oh yeah, let me give you the results of the actual battle. So if you go to the Battle of the Hills, if you go to that little section there, you can read the War Update 01. So listed there, I have the Iron Guard has successfully defeated the Order of the Purple Eye and the Oak Legion. Both of their forces retreated to the forests surrounding Dor Loghain. They have retrieved the Horn of Saturia and brought it back to the Fortress of Iron to unlock its magical properties. So the humans now have access to the Horn of Saturia. The Iron Guard has suffered medium losses. The Order of the Purple Eye has suffered medium to heavy losses, just as the Oak Legion suffered medium to heavy losses in the battle. So they're currently hiding away in the forests while the Iron Guard is like cackling and enjoying the Horn of Saturia. They're trying to unlock the magical properties back in their hometown. The Orcish dungeon, the name has gotten out that it is called Sakal Drekorun. What'd you call it? Drekorun?
Smeckelroom?
Yeah, Schmeckelrun. It's called Sakal Drekorun. It's an ancient Orcish dwarvish dungeon. It's been owned by both the orcs and the dwarves in the past.
So it's dwarkish?
It's dwarkish, yeah, exactly.
Dorkish?
It's got dwarvish constructs like in architecture, as well as orcish constructs in architecture, kind of commingling. I would say that the dwarves owned it first. Then it was basically sieged by the orcs, and they started to change a lot of it. And over time, they eventually died out in that area. or were scared out. There were some orcs that probably were left behind, though. So as the Iron Guard made their way into the orcish dungeon, they had to make their way past
How would
traps and
one
things like that.
see orcish architecture? Isn't it more like...
It's very rough. And,
isn't it more like...
it's not always tribal.
Man-made-ish?
No, it can be made of stone and that. It's just... orcs are not just straight brutes all the time.
Well, yeah, but I mean... just curious. Not important.
Yeah. I mean, they would etch their faces out of stone. Maybe it's like a Mount Rushmore below the ground. Oops, I should probably switch back to the chat there. Okay. So yeah, you guys are just in the entrance area there. He's resummoned Tangle. Krite walks over to the altar and speaks to the orb. The orb says, "Welcome back to the tower. It is nice to see you." You thought I rebooted you? Is that what you said?
No, I'm joking.
It's nice to see your friendly faces again. What brings you back to Manever's tower? It's like buzzing around like...
How many of these do we have to deal with?
I mean,
quite a bit.
The one that's like leading the way, so...
Yeah, he's gonna talk to you. I'm just saying, it's just talking. You guys just stare blankly like you normally do.
Request for their CPUs.
Yeah. So Krite says, we would like to gain entrance, we return, and please bring us to the Guild of the Bloodletter. Or we would like to gain entrance to the arcane, what is it called? Freaking, like the arcane landing. So they start stepping onto the teleporter, and they've like placed their hand on like a different area, like some sort of structure, and it teleports them down to the area they need to be. So they start teleporting down. Would you guys like to step on after them and teleport?
Yep.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm gonna talk to one real quick before he teleports.
Like a vampire?
Yeah. What is this? How does it work? And how do I use it?
He says, actually, you can step on with me if you're fearful. It will just take us down to the landing in which we will enter through the arcane gate. If you've never seen magic before, and he like waves his hand kind of in the air, says, then you are in for quite the sight. But just step on. It's going to feel a little weird as you're teleporting, but you get used to it.
All right. I'll just step on with him, I guess.
All right, he like places his hand lightly on your back and kind of leads you onto the teleporter with him. It's like baby stepping you through. Yeah, magic.
Magic.
All right, so then you guys teleport to the arcane landing, in which like a poof of like purple smoke erupts. And go ahead and roll a Constitution check for me.
Oh no.
Just Kane. Oh no! Yeah, that's exactly what you exclaim when you come off of the freaking platform.
All right.
And you feel a little queasy, but you're okay. You managed to hold it in, and look manly for the vampire. He says, "See, you made it through," and he pats you on the back as he steps off. Follow me.
Thanks. And I'll follow him.
Yeah,
he seems like a nice guy.
He's the nicest vampire you've ever met. He walks over to the big group of vampires that are over by the arcane gate, already unlocking it. So like you see twisting runes and that rip open this purple like portalish gate, and you can see a large marble platform floats above an expansive purple, almost galaxy-looking abyss that is in front of you.
Sorry about that.
That's cool. You guys have all teleported down to the arcane landing, and the vampires have opened up the arcane gate and are stepping onto the platform, in which Kane and everyone else has led their way down and are following them as well. So you guys step onto the platform, and they call out the numbers that Kristen has in her sheet that I don't have in mine. They call out the numbers to go over to the Guild of the Bloodletter, so they say 7337, or sorry, T337, and then it breaks from the arcane gate, and you start flying straight forward over all of this expansive, like system of the nether beneath you. Kane, you can see these floating structures. There are 4 buildings. You pass by one on your left that's huge with this dwarven architecture all along the side. One on your right is covered in moving flesh, dripping with mucus and blood. And then you cut forward. The one on your right seems to have like ethereal spirits kind of emitting from the walls and cutting in and out of it. And then on your left is a darker structure that looks more like a darkened Gothic like castle, and it floats over. The platform locks in, and Krite and the other members of the Guild of the Bloodletters step off, and the guards step aside, and the main gates open to the guild itself. And you can see these 2 large stone doors open, revealing the hall to you. There are candles lining the walls, and like regal paintings and that they have placed up there. They have plants as well. It's very nicely furnished for like a vampire hall. They welcome you in, and they're leading you through another door. 2 other doors before they're greeted by another NPC. Another NPC by another vampire who is almost like a butler vampire. He's got like fancy clothes. Yeah, he's got like the towel on his hand. He says, "Welcome back, Krite. It is nice to see you and your new friends." And he says, "Follow me into the let me see." He says into the domicile, I guess you would say. So he opens a larger door, like a 2-panel door, and you guys walk into what looks like a large 2-floored tavern of sorts. It's not like a dingy tavern. It's a very upscale, kind of fancy hotel tavern. It's like a vampire hotel, pretty much. Yeah, it's like the Ritz or something. Yeah. So yeah, these vampires are eating amongst other humanoid creatures. There's not only vampires, but there's like these golems that are eating there, and it's pretty much Hotel Transylvania, pretty much. Yeah, welcome to Hotel Transylvania. So yeah, they say, Krite says, I will bring you, some food and drink. Does anyone take anything in particular? And he walks you over to a large table where the rest of the vampires sit down. And actually, sorry, Thomar is with you guys too. I forgot about that.
Oh.
The other vampires carry him off into a separate room, in which they get him prepared to start his cure.
In other words, he's having blood mojitos in there.
Yeah, they're gonna give him blood mojitos. All right, so nothing in particular. All right, ales all
I
around.
was just gonna say no,
Yeah.
nothing in particular.
Okay, so yeah, he
Milk.
steps. Milk. Okay, great. All right, milk for him. So yeah, he walks off, and talks with the barmaids and barmaidens and things like that, and they bring over stuff to the table as well as him. He's walking with 2 big glasses of milk. He sets them down by Kane. They're like ice cold.
Oh yeah.
They're so cold you can see like a little bit of like the the mist or whatever that comes off the top. Is it steam? What is it? It's oh yeah, milk. My bones are gonna be so strong. So he sits down and he says, "Please do not worry about Thomar. He's in good hands now. We will return him to the Black Keep once he is well, but we can't have a feral vampire running around the streets." What are you laughing at?
Just the thought of him like running around.
Yeah. He says, "Severian grows in power. I'm sure that he's speaking with the corruptor right now. Please explain to me what happened. I have only heard from the Nether what's been going on."
Is
He's
he
like stirring a drink too.
Is he referring to like in the healing building thing?
He's talking about what happened to Severian.
Oh.
I put a hole in his chest, pretty sizable one at that, and he turned to mud.
Turned to mud.
That's
You
what
say.
happened.
I don't think he turned to mud, but I do believe he returned to the realm of Shadowfell. Do you know what that is?
I know a bit.
Well, for those of you who don't know, Shadowfell houses many evils. Mortals call it the realm of the dead. The reason they call it that is the dead oftentimes seep out from within and find their way on this world of Runlar. Cream Mist, what the hell are you saying? Cream Mist, I commanded him to
Gravel.
I think it's gravel.
Oh, yeah, gravel. I think that's what he means. Wait, do you have to type? You can't talk to us now? Not at the moment. Okay, his parents are yelling at him. They're like, look at your stupid vest. I don't know what this I don't know, they're just yelling at him.
Hey, don't
okay.
you call his vest stupid? It's pretty good.
I know, I'm kidding. I couldn't think of anything, okay? I'm so sorry I'm not good at insults. Okay, so he's speaking, I guess he's saying that he just yells, ale works, cream mist. Well, I don't know what, cream mist. Okay, that's from the milk. Okay, he said, I commanded him to grovel. He seems impressed that you guys were able to command him to grovel, that you were able to blow a hole in his chest. And he says that pretty much that Krite wishes to band together with you and with the Guild of the Bloodletter to defeat Severian completely. That he's only going to grow in power if he continues to return to the realm of the dead. So the next time he shows his face should be the last time he shows his face.
Agreed.
Yes. And he says he knows a way of defeating, he knows a way of getting to him, and that would be through Count Argus, the vampire who defeated Quan Ari, I think his name was. Let me just check.
Quan Chi?
Quan Chi, yes, they defeated Quan Chi.
Yeah, it was something.
Oh no, I have it listed. It should be on my sheet somewhere over here. I might have to look back.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Oh, it's probably here. Oh, Anquari.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So he says that he is still. They have his ashes from when he was impaled on the spires, and that they're working right now to bring him back to life. They're going to use Domar to do so. So they're going to remove the vampirism from him, but in doing so, they are going to empower their former master, and they're going to use their former master to basically defeat Severian. But they need a particular artifact. That artifact might be in the Horde, like the Forgotten King's Horde, or they may have to travel to Melgara Dune to speak with the Queen of Marble. But they are looking for the Shackles of Righteousness. They are a special pair of manacles that are imbued with holy power, so they may have been imbued by a paladin of some sort, a cleric of some sort. But they ensure that if they can, they can basically capture Count Argus with those, and torture him with those to give up where Severian may be, and may give up some valuable information as to how to take him out.
So that's their plan, is going through him to get to Severian?
They're going to go through Count Argus to get to Severian, and then also with the same manacles, they may be able to stop him from teleporting into the realm of the dead. If he manages to get back into the realm of the dead, you're going to have to go through the realm itself, which would be really bad. I hear about this. I am the man for this job. There you go. So the rogue speaks out, I'm the man for this job, as he places his hands on the table, just tapping his fingers. Just, I'm the man for this job.
If we know that Severian's in the realm of the dead, why don't we seek out the oracles from Melgara Dune? They've led an inquisition on the realm of the dead. Really, we could use the way they got there to find and stop him.
Says, I agree. I think that's a good idea. We should reach out to the oracles. But unfortunately, the oracles are the older version. They are now known as the Order of the Awakened. We can speak with them. We can also speak with the dwarves of Fort Sentinel, although they may not let my kind in there. The dwarves were known to reach out to the Order of the Awakened as they're trying to make their way back west to regain their city from the undead.
Well, and Count Argus is still a problem, so why would we dodge him and then have to go back to him later again?
Yeah, I mean, well, they don't know where Count Argus is right now. They're pretty much thinking that Count Argus is with Severian or maybe nearby Severian. But if they can gain they need the shackles first to control Count Argus. So it's either you can go through Melgara Dune to see if they're over there and speak with the Order of the Awakened, or they may be in the Horde, in which you would have to go through the halls, the halls of flesh. You'd also have to go through the Forgotten King's Horde. Krite actually, in talking with you guys, remembers that he actually has one of the sayings. So he reaches into his coat and pulls out like a ripped piece of parchment. He says, "This seems like it's actually marked as being the third part of the process. So you need one more saying pretty much to get into the Horde, which is most likely in the Halls of the Flesh. But he's going to read his portion. His third portion reads, "To starve a soul that craves and eyes that wander. My frigid heart grows tired and I must flee. But foremost, sacrifice is to be brought to thee." And I'll type that out for you guys.
No, I was gonna say, I got half of it.
So, to starve a soul that craves and eyes that wander. Let's see, what's the second part? My frigid heart grows tired and I must flee. But foremost, a sacrifice is to be brought to thee. Okay. So that's the third part of this thing. So you guys have the first part, you're missing the second part, and he has the third part. So he says, if you wish to get into the the Forgotten King's Horde, we must travel through the Halls of Flesh. Otherwise, we can make our way to Melgara Dune to speak with the Queen of Marble.
I feel like the most time-efficient method would be to go through the halls. Since we're already here, it'd be best to search through here first and then go to Melgara if we need to.
Alright. So yeah, so you guys would like to go through the Halls of the Flesh?
Yes.
Okay. He says that, do you wish for me to join you, or do you think you can handle it on your own?
Well,
I mean, I don't see.
The more the merrier, I say.
Yeah.
a capable hand is always welcome.
Alright. Well, let me gather my things and we will make our way over to the halls. Let's get this over with. Let's end Severian together. And he puts his hand in the middle. Come on, team! He's not going to do that.
I like how he does that and then coughs.
Yeah, he coughs. Yeah, come on, team! Ow!
Come on, team.
Yeah, come on, team. All right, cool. So yeah, so he's gonna gather his things. He's gonna inform the rest of the group, his vampires, to basically take care of Thelmar. He brings a jar of ashes into the room as well, and you can see before the door closes, he places them on a pedestal next to the bed where Thelmar is like lashing out at them. So, all right. So he comes back. He's got his swords, hooked to his sides. He's got a pack attached to his back. He also has some other items with him. He has like a bow, some arrows, things like that. And he has an orb that's on his side that's like filled with flowing blood. Okay, so he says, "I'm ready if you are."
Before we begin, I just have one question. You were talking about thawing out a wizard earlier. I was wondering what that was about.
Yes, so my men are actually working on that as we speak. We're trying to free Manever as those who are captured in the ice, if they are not that of vampiric descent, they will be morphed into horrible creatures. And he's been in there for quite some time. So we must use his knowledge to defeat Severian. We're going to need his magics to take him down, as we don't know how strong Severian will grow speaking with the Corruptor. And Manever is an elderly wizard who may know quite a bit about the Corruptor and his ways. So they want to basically, they want to use his powers. They want to find out the different spells that he has. They may be able to slow down Severian. Manever probably has knowledge of how to get into the realm of the dead, and also the Corruptor himself. So there's a lot of things the Corruptor can do that Manever might be able to defend them against. He has a lot of mind manipulation, and so pretty much that. I can't voice it as a character because I have to basically. It's gonna come out stupid if I say it like the character's saying it. So pretty much he has a lot of mind powers that he can control you guys, and so they think that if they take Manever out of the ice, he can protect you from the Corruptor if Severian has some sort of way of calling forth the Corruptor's magics to corrupt you guys while you're fighting. So they need to see if he has been morphed into some sort of horrible creature or if he's okay coming out of the ice. So that's why there's a large group of vampires doing that right now up there. Okay?
Yep.
Cool. So he's prepared to bring you guys to the Halls of Flesh. You guys finish up your milk and your ale and everything like that, and you're prepped to go. You've got your fill, you've got all your health back, you've got your rest, you've got all your spell slots back, and you guys are prepped to go into the Halls of the Flesh. So, without further ado, you are at the entrance of the Halls of the Flesh, and you can see that the door is still left wide open. There's bits of fur kind of like strewn about the floor. You can see scratches all over the marble from when that creature was scratching the floor and jumped off and got torn up in the nether. The vampire, or Krite is, he's like kind of walking cautiously, pulls his bow out. He says, what happened here? And he's like, just investigating.
I don't even remember fully what happened. I know the thing was chasing, someone almost died, and the thing went away.
Yeah, so Abel, basically, that's where you guys met Rose, remember?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I remember.
You met Rose there.
I remember very well.
Yeah, and then Abel scared some sort of creature, or he woke up a creature, like it was like a werebear or something that ran after you guys. It was like a werewolf that jumped out and almost made it to the platform, but fell off and exploded. But there's a big, huge opening that leads down to what looks like a pile of bodies. And it looks like that's the only entrance in there. You also found Silence there.
Yep.
As well as Velkin, you have a dog too, right? Still?
It's more of just like a companion that has no relevance to anything. It's just kind of there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't even mentioned her freaking
No,
wolf
I
for like
have it
15
in
years.
here. It's just, I don't use it for anything. It's just.
It's just like
Just
it's
for
like
looks.
it's always got a cocked head, like
Yeah.
it's just sitting there silently.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's like "Rah, rah, 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 rah." It talks like that.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I mean he's walking cautiously, and I'm guessing you guys would fill him in on what happened, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So he basically explains that the creature was there for defense, to block people from getting into it, and they have been receiving less blood in the Guild of the Bloodletter lately. So they ask you what happened to the ancient elf. She controlled the lever that basically dispensed blood, or she was one of the ones who controlled the lever
I don't
to
know.
dispense blood.
How'd she die again?
She had her face melted in that by the magmen. Those like little flame guys who crawled out of the lava in the halls of the construct,
Yeah.
along with Crane, who also died in the same area.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh man, Crane was a cool guy.
No, he wasn't.
Alright, so I'll explain that happened, yeah.
Okay. So he says, well, I hope that you can endure the smell of dead bodies, as we'll have to hop down into them. I suggest trying to aim for that part. He's pointing off to like the side of the mound of dead bodies, and he's saying I would try to slide down the bodies themselves rather than landing right in the center, as you might break something. He says, well, who wants to go first?
You, since you know how to do it.
Okay, you're telling him to go first. I can show you how to.
I point out to the strongest one of us, and I said, Velkin, you go first.
I'll go second after what's his name?
After Krite.
Yeah.
He says, well, all right, so watch me as I jump down here. All right, let's see.
Do I watch it?
Yeah, he
watch
jumps down.
intently.
So yeah, he kind of like bounces off the wall, like with his foot. Kind of. Actually, it's like more of like a slide. So it's slightly curved, so he starts to slide down, and then he steps off the wall, and he slides down the bodies, you know, still standing, and lands on a platform that's down there. He says, "All right, Falcon, make your way down here. Just follow exactly what I did."
Okay, do I have to like roll it?
Yeah, you roll acrobatics. Nice. Yeah, it's pretty decent. Yeah, you kind of wobble a little bit on the dead bodies as they're like blood's kicking up and some teeth are flying in the air and a hand like a rigor mortis style like snaps backwards and then you land. Okay, Artemis jumps down right after you, sliding and does it a little bit. Maybe he trips over like the hand that was snapped up in the air but lands back and slides down and jumps over. Oh, Erebos does it even better. Yeah, he slides down, he's perfectly fine. He jumps off. Silence does the same thing right after him. And then we've got left alone with Kane, who's up at the top, just staring down.
Everyone clear the way. I'm probably gonna break something.
Just don't break your back.
You hear, whoa, and he jumps down and sliding and, like, you know, he does pretty much the same job that Velkin did as he manages to get down to the platform. And Krite is just clapping. He's like, I'm surprised that mortals are able to surf dead bodies that well.
Oh, it's a pastime. I mean, never mind.
He's looking over like, huh?
What? Nothing. I said nothing.
He's gonna roll
Moving on,
insight on you.
Moving on.
Yeah, he believes you. He's just, I get it. Okay. It's funny.
A joke! You humans are so
Yeah,
funny.
humans. I mean, oh, tough crowd.
I tell you.
They said Italians. Italians.
Italian ashers.
All right. So he says, I hope that you all like mazes, because I for one
For
don't.
a second, I thought you were gonna say mayonnaise.
Yeah, okay, I wish that a vampire would freaking slide down a pile of dead bodies and say, I hope you guys like mayonnaise, because I don't.
I love mayonnaise.
Now that I've got you guys down here, I hope you like mayonnaise. It's not called the Halls of Flesh for anything, it's, you know, Halls of Mayonnaise.
Wow.
Ew. That gave me the worst mental image ever.
Okay.
I'm picturing like tuna fish and
Carrying on.
mayonnaise right now.
Yeah, you guys have like tuna fish and mayonnaise sandwiches with
Oh,
you?
that sounds good.
Oh, that sounds pretty good. All right, cool. All right, so there is
I
a
have blood. I'm okay with that. That's fine.
there is a maze that is in front of you. He says we have to make it through the maze itself to get to the room
Other
of failed
side.
experiments.
Oh.
Yes. Please, after you. Again, I don't enjoy mazes.
Hasn't he been here before?
No.
Oh, alright, whatever. I'll go first. That's fine.
All right, so Velkin steps off. So you're walking down a straight hallway that has like bits of arms and legs like strewn about the walls, kind of twitching. You can hear a slight slight whispers from the walls.
Can I hear any, like, specific things?
Hey, what's up, girl? Yeah.
It's Fred
It's just you.
Yeah, it's I love that. There's just like a bunch of random memes in the walls. It's free real estate. Yeah. And then I hope you like mayonnaise.
You stumble across a gorilla.
Popsicles over here.
Yeah.
Is the gorilla's name Harambe?
Yeah, Harambe
Alright.
is down in there.
Except it's gonna be fit for the theme, so he's all bloody and he's inside out. We'll say that.
Okay, so yeah, so you're walking down the hall. There is a path that leads to your right. There's also a path further up that leads to the right.
Alright,
The
quick
right goes
question.
right.
What do the grounds look like? Like, what does the floor look like?
Well, it's a little dark in there, so do you have dark vision?
Well, I think most of us have dark vision.
Kane doesn't.
Close.
He's a human.
The elves do.
He's like, I can't see anything.
I don't have dark vision, but I have dancing lights.
Okay.
So,
Booch, booch, booch. Through the halls of mayonnaise.
Yeah, so I make
The halls of
little,
mayonnaise.
little blobs of
Okay,
like,
that
tuna
sounds wrong.
Salad.
Tuna salad.
and I also have a bit of chalk. So
Okay.
if I can, I'm just gonna like draw an arrow pointing the way we came.
Sure, the walls are made of like.
What if the floor
Like-
was like blood or like human
that's-
meat?
Well, I'm
So I
gonna, yeah.
asked.
I'm gonna explain it to you. So the walls in that and the floor are kind of made of the same materials. It's just like bits of flesh like sewn together, and then there's like eyeballs peeking out that are looking around. There's fingers that are twitching, toes that are moving. You know, there might be genitalia in certain areas.
Mm.
You know, I won't be leaving these halls for
Oh
quite some
look, might
time.
be a random erection.
Oh shit, do I have?
But as so far as we can tell, nothing significant difference.
I'm just gonna
Yep,
leave.
no, it's just like a
chalk
maze.
in the hall that we came from.
So you're just gonna mark a wall or something?
Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna like place the piece of chalk on the ground
Okay,
from the hall we came.
cool. So the chalk is
You're
now on
just
the
gonna,
floor.
just gonna instead of marking the hall with chalk, you're just gonna be like, you know what? Just drop the
Have you
whole
ever,
chalk right
have
here.
you ever like put chalk on your skin?
Yeah. As you drop the chalk, like the floor is moving, so like there's a hand that kind of like shifts over, grabs it, and you can hear it going, and it like pulls the chalk up onto the ceiling, and like it's just like drawing things up there.
What's it drawing?
Can I inspect to see
Yeah,
what it
what's
draws?
drawing?
Sure.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah, what do we
Maybe it draws a map.
a
Maybe.
Map, a map.
What if me dropping the chalk was the key to solving this?
Oh wait, what would it be? Would it be perception or
Yeah,
no?
perception.
Oh,
Yeah, okay.
Wow.
Not me.
Whoa! You're just staring at a wall.
Fuck.
I mean, the 10's okay. Kane, okay. What about Airbus? Is Airbus rolling too?
I was like, what does
Yeah.
it draw?
Does he draw an anime girl?
Yeah, he draws a hot anime girl. All right, so Kane, you can see that it's actually drawing what looks like very rough effigies of you guys, like a couple different people. Just it's drawing them walking.
That's unsettling.
Hey, stop drawing that up there. What you doing?
Alright, well, I want to go to the one on the right. The rightmost of the right halls.
Okay, rightmost of the right hall. So you're not going to the one further up.
No, you said there's like.
There's two halls leading right. So there's one that's closer to you and one that's further away.
Yeah, the closest one.
Okay, cool. So as you step
follow
out.
Elton.
Okay. So as you step out into that hall, there's a hall leading to the left, there's a hall leading straight, and there's a hall leading to your right.
I go right.
Yeah, the same.
All right, cool. So you guys start walking
Yeah,
down.
I know what you're doing.
All right, so you
Yeah.
guys start walking down a long hallway, also with like hands and eyes and all that stuff in between. And you can see a couple different rats are running past you.
Okay.
And then there's
Oh,
more
boy.
and more rats that are running past you.
Running past towards where we're walking or away?
They're
from
running
where we're
underneath
walking?
you, and some of them start climbing up onto you guys.
Again, like
Kick it off
towards
of
Yeah,
us or
mhm,
away?
towards you.
Oh,
Kick them off.
You're kicking them off? Okay.
Yeah.
I grab one and toss it to silence.
Okay, it starts biting him. What's up, Shiner? Welcome to the stream. Our group is walking through the halls of flesh right now, and they're going to also roll initiative.
Oh boy.
Fight a herd of rats.
Thank you, Erebos. Now we gotta fight rats.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let me bring in like a picture of some rats or
Ooh,
something.
there's gonna be rat people.
I
Yeah,
knew
they're
that
gonna be
was gonna
rat
be
people.
it too. It's just like, yeah, as soon as you start fucking with rats, rats start fucking with you.
Yeah, the rats are like a gang.
It's rats. We should be good.
How is your health bar that long, Kristen? What the hell did you do? You're at 50 hit points out of 15. Okay, here we go.
Ooh, I didn't do
Oh.
anything.
I don't know. I don't know how that happened, but we're gonna move your tokens over this way here.
My initiatives are always pretty decent.
Decent.
Yeah, it's pretty
Mine
decent.
has-
20 is pretty. Yeah, 20 is freaking awesome. All right, cool. Let's bring out a token.
Yes.
Did you roll a 0?
Again.
Wow.
Let's
Something
keep-
must be
Wow.
wrong with your initiative.
Yeah, maybe.
Uh,
All right, let's find images of Krite.
Oh,
Krite.
click the
nope. It's fine. I just can't roll good when it matters.
16. That's pretty good.
Oh, that was the second one. The first one was the real one.
Oh, okay. Well, let me change it then.
Yeah, make him go last. That's what he
Yeah,
wants.
Hey man,
You're an
I get to
all-star.
be the most reactive.
Crate. I don't know if I have a good picture for him, but we'll find something in here.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
I like it how Tangle never says anything unless I'm like talking to him.
I mean, he's not that important to like just start saying things like, "Well, this is a sticky predicament." Like, it's like he's not just gonna come out of nowhere and be like,
I don't know. I would like his conversation sometimes. It would be like, oh,
he's like, "So what do you?" He's like, "So what do you think about that dick on the ceiling over there?" He's like very vulgar.
I mean, I've seen worse.
You've seen worse. Your own.
Yeah.
Wow.
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 These are what the
okay.
wall. This is what the walls look like, by the
Are
way.
you done with these?
Yeah, don't tell me about the Don't show me the dick part of it. I
No,
don't
that's
wanna
not.
see it.
Yeah.
Just starts sending art dick pics. Here's what the walls look like.
I'm just gonna grab a random picture probably, because I don't think I have a good picture for him, and I'll be
I was
here all
hoping.
night long.
Dang it, I was hoping for rats.
All right, I'm just gonna use this. Oh yeah, baby. That's what he
What
says.
Why in all things did you shout that?
wrecking
Why of all things did I what?
Okay.
Did you just say? Yeah, he says it's wrecking time. That's his like tagline. It's wrecking
done?
time.
I might want to get Subway.
Subway.
Oh Jesus! What is
Oh, yeah,
this?
Subway open.
It's reckoning time. It's time for the reckoning.
It looks like you guys are fighting a giant boss, but it's not actually a giant boss. Okay, so then we are going
So
to.
I know
bring-
what giant bosses might look like in the future.
Yeah, that's the only thing that giant bosses look like. Ever.
Yeah, always.
Here we go. This is pretty good.
Where they almost feel like they fill up the whole room, is what you're saying.
Yeah, what the hell? Where did that... I had a big, huge thing of rats just a second ago. Whatever.
Whatever.
Whatever, man. Okay, I like this rat better.
Who even needs rats?
We do.
Rat swarm.
Somebody wanted to feed a rat to his friend.
I mean, Silence definitely ate the rat.
That's good. That's nice to know.
Let's hope it wasn't poisonous, like,
Or had the plague.
or had diseases.
Okay, so 2 swarms of
Rats.
rats appear.
Two
and-
swarms.
Yep, 2 swarms. So there's a large swarms of rats. And I need them to roll initiative as well. So,
All 50 reds.
You guys ready for me to go last?
yeah, you are going.
Oh,
last.
am I?
I've been waiting
So-
for that my whole life. Alright, so that's a 9, and then we've got a 4.
I like how you put them in caps.
Yeah, rat swarm! Alright, let me get rid of this big, huge, random thing. Okay, so, Xavier, you go first. There's a bunch of rats that are now swarming around you guys.
Woo! Alright, I will cast. Give me a second because I gotta look at my spells real quick. Because it takes a minute for them to load in, apparently. I'm gonna use Burning Hands on both swarms. Like, I'm gonna move right here.
Okay.
And I'm going to do like, or no, maybe right here, because it's gotta be pretty close. So I'm gonna do a cone that surrounds those two. I have Burning Hands. So I gotta roll a d20, right?
Yep, to hit.
So,
So the flames just spit out from your hands at the rats.
Ah!
Whoa!
Damn it.
Okay, so, yeah.
Just sparks, huh?
Yeah, you got like a bunch of sparks that shoot out like it's like a party popper.
Yeah, I'm just like, for you, my friends.
Yeah, if you had any facial hair, it's now gone.
Oh man, I don't think I had any.
Yeah, he turns around like a baby face and he's like, "All right, that was for you guys."
Did I get him?
Tangle's like, "Master, I think think your spell failed.
Oh,
So it has. So it has. And I just look at him and just like, well, I just can't do anything right now. I guess we'll see if my friends do anything.
Okay. Velkin, your turn.
Let me see. I'm gonna use my fire gauntlet and do like a sweepy.
A sweepy, okay.
Yeah.
Are you gonna step up and sweepy them?
I was trying to figure it out. How do I get the ruler thing?
The ruler on the side, so the fourth down.
This?
Yeah, you can choose to snap or no snap.
That's within my gauntlet reach, right?
Yeah, but show me how you're gonna build the cone, like how you're gonna do the cone.
Well, did we say it was a cone or just a straight shot?
I thought you said it was like a
It's
straight,
a straight
shot.
thing, yeah. So like you can step over here and do a straight thing.
Yeah, you can step right there and then
Yeah,
get them
that's fine.
diagonally.
Yeah.
Or not diagonally, but horizontal.
Do that, and then yeah.
Right? So you're gonna shoot your flame ray out. So are you still keeping track of how many topazes you have on the gauntlet?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, topaz shatters and you fire straight ahead. Go ahead and roll to hit. So d20 plus we were doing I think your intellect modifier.
Plus intellect is
0. So just a 20. Oh, plus 2 as well, because well you would.
That's 18.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, you definitely hit both of them. Go ahead and roll damage. Did we determine what the damage was on that?
let me see.
I think it was a
you guys
D10.
were, yeah, doing 1d10.
Yeah. I think it's 1d10, and then we were rolling to see if it was a persistent 1d4 flame damage after that.
Okay, so what am I rolling?
1d10 for your initial explosion of flames. So that's 3 damage on each of them, right? Yeah. So minus 3. And then they're going to roll Constitution saving to see if they don't get caught on fire. So what's their con modifier? Oh, man. That's for the first one, and this is for the second one. They are both on fire.
Woo!
So they'll be taking D4 damage at the end of their turn unless they beat that roll. Sorry, at the beginning of their turn, and once their turn ends, they can roll again to save out of it. Anything else on your turn?
No, let me quick just,
And yeah, a couple rats basically just fully engulf in flames and get roasted.
the gauntlets we said it's a d20 and then...
It's D20 plus your proficiency modifier plus intellect. So it would be, yeah, plus prof plus int mod.
Roasted rats.
Yeah, and also the roasted rats are now being carried away by moving hands on the walls and stuff.
Ah, dang it.
And they're being placed into mouths on the walls, and they're like eating them. They're like crunching on them.
Oh, okay. At least they're feeding themselves. That's important.
Yeah.
No, I'm done with my turn.
Okay, cool. So then Erebos, your turn, as well as silences.
Alright. So.
Those are my roasted rats.
Let's just start going crazy on them, I guess.
All right, you're just
You
firing
moved
acid.
into the.
So that is a
I know
hit.
I'm like riding.
Yeah, that's a hit and a miss. So Artemis, roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm like in the way. You didn't move.
Yeah. What was the first one? Which one are you attacking? I'm guessing top to bottom, right?
No, I'm attacking this one over here.
Okay. So that was a 15 acid
Dang
damage
it.
on that.
Here
So
we
I
go.
still have to roll
That
dexterity.
one.
Yep, you have to roll dexterity for a second shot.
Alright.
Otherwise, that hits you. Oh, that was
Ah.
definitely a fail. Alright, you take 13 acid damage as an arrow pierces your back.
So much damage.
Ah!
Ah, dang it.
And then
I
silence.
just scream in pain.
Yeah, and then Silence runs by you and starts eating the rest of the rats. Just munching away on them.
Damn dog, those are my rats. Ah.
Sorry!
And Silence is here.
Not sorry enough.
Not sorry enough. Okay, cool.
You said I
So-
took 13? You said I took 13?
Mhm, yeah.
Yeah.
13 damage? Okay, okay. Damn.
All right, Erebus, anything else on your turn?
Yeah. I'm gonna move up here.
Okay. And Tangle, I gotta make sure you move.
Now
Tangle
he
with your second.
moves.
All right, cool. Then we go over to Rat Swarm 1, who is on fire. So we're going to roll 1d4. Oh, 4 flame damage. So some other rats crisp up. You hear them squeaking like crazy.
Yum.
They start swarming Zabian, and they try to bite him. So, and they do not bite you. They're just all crawling around you now. So, and
Dang it!
yeah,
Get
but-
off of me!
Yeah, and then they're going to roll their con saving throw to see if they actually are not on fire anymore. They are no longer on fire. So, all right, cool. Rat Swarm 2 is dead. They're no longer there. Kane, it is your turn.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And I cast Eldritch.
You're a southern guy now. All right, Eldritch Blast on him. Awesome. That's a 26 to
Wait,
hit.
you
13
turn into
force damage.
Ichabod.
All right, so yeah, you blow like pretty much 3/4 of the rats like up into the air. They're like splatting on the walls. Whatever bones remain, they're being picked up by
Are
the
there
ants.
still more? Because I
Yep.
have another Eldritch. Okay.
There's a couple more left, and bam, they're all dead now. So you blow the rest of the rats.
Eldritch Blast.
And then from down the halls, you hear a bellowing, "What is happening to my pets? My pets!" Roar!
They're being fricasseed.
Uh,
Jim Bobo G. Jones.
Who is in the halls of the flesh?
Awaken mind to Xavier real quick. Do you see anything down there? Because I don't want to fight anything big.
It's not my turn yet.
It's you guys are out of combat.
And
Oh, we're out of combat already?
Yep.
Damn.
Just-
I guess I roll perception to see if there's anything down there, I guess.
Okay, so you are looking straight down the hallway to the right, right? Yeah, the way where you guys are walking. You don't see anything.
Nope.
Nope.
Sure
it's
don't.
definitely nothing down there, guys.
Does
We're staying.
Clyde do
Um,
anything?
Can I go ahead and
What?
use
Does
a healing
Clyde
potion?
react?
Crichton's just kind of crouched down. And sorry, there was a lot of words that went on there. What happened?
He rolled perception 21, but I was gonna ask if I can use a healing potion.
Yeah, I mean, you can do whatever you want. You're out of combat.
I don't know how to use healing potions. I think it's like
I think
I
it's-
have them.
Is it 1d8? What is the healing potion thing? Is it like 1d8 or something? Hold on, I'll look it up. 5e healing potion. This is where it helps to have like the player's handbook, you know, where you can actually read what the healing potion does. But you know,
2d4 plus 2.
okay, 2d4 plus 2. Got
2d4.
it, guys. Definitely before Shadowfire looked it up for sure.
Yep.
Roll.
Fastest hand in the West.
Oh, all right.
Alright, so I heal. So I drink it and I heal 6.
Yeah, you just like you hear the bellowing down the hall. Yeah, I don't see anything. Like start drinking.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just
Well, I
whip
wanna
it to the
ask
side.
Crite, because he's knowledgeable.
Awakened mind to
Who
Crite.
is that? What is that?
What's down there?
I don't know what's down here. I'm from the Guild of the Bloodletter. I don't travel into the halls of the
Well,
flesh.
but you live in the same building.
It's not the same building. It's a separate
I'm
building.
gonna start backing up to him quietly.
What can I see?
You can see a hallway leading down. There's nothing in front of you. Except there's like as you guys are walking further down, there is the pile of dead bodies in front of you. And then to the left is a hallway.
Are there any more hallways?
Not yet, no.
Oh, why don't you
Alright.
guys
The ones behind you.
send your
I am
little
going-
minion guys?
Call my owl.
Yeah.
Like, snap my owl to me.
What's your owl's name?
Harold.
It's just an owl. I haven't named it.
Harold. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Owl.
His name is Owlboy.
My name's Harold.
It talks like that too. My name's Harold. Hello, I'm an owl. I hoot and holler, you know.
me.
And
Yeah.
I'm
I
a real
will-
hoo-hoo.
I will send my owl down the hall
Can I roll to toss?
Look through its eyes.
Can I roll to toss to see if I can throw Tangled on top of the owl's back?
Sure. So yeah, the owl goes flying down. You whip Tangle. Go ahead and roll me an athletics. You're like, yeah. And Tangle's like, master.
I got acrobatics.
For some reason, it
What
like
did you-
starts that.
Don't forsake me.
Yeah, don't
Is it a
forsake.
yeet or a
Please do
Kobe?
not. Please return to me.
Damn it! I don't have athletics. I don't understand why I don't have athletics.
I don't either, and it's really concerning me. It's been the
Strength.
whole.
Yeah.
D20 plus strength mod.
I don't have anything for strength, so
Yeah,
it's just
so-
a natural 13.
So you throw him, but like the owl is super high up in the air, so Tangle being the smart spider that he is, whips his web. Yeah, and like catches the owl, so now he's hanging. It's like a helicopter flying, and Tangle's like hanging. Huh?
I can probably climb up.
Wait, what's up,
Probably
Zayden?
climb up. I said he could probably climb up.
Yeah, but he's having too much fun, just like dangling there. Like he's like, wee. Yeah, I'm flying. Okay, cool. So your owl is flying down the hall. You're looking through his eyes. Your owl sees two halls leading to the right and one hall leading to the left.
Is it still within 100 feet of me?
Yes.
All right. I will telepathically tell it to go down the first right hall, short distance, come back, go down the other right hall, and then come back to us.
Okay. So down the first right hall, it leads to a dead end where there's a bunch of bodies. So a pile of body there.
Okay.
Bodies, sorry. Then the other hall leads down to what looks like almost like a small study that's been encased in flesh. There seems to be someone sitting at the desk, kind of hunched over, and your owl flies back to you.
All right.
Ooh.
I will
Somebody had a
inform the
desk.
squad that there's 3 hallways when we go down this. There's one on the left, 2 on the right. The second
Can
one on the right
I-
is a
Hold on, let him
man.
finish talking.
Okay.
Has a man in some form of study. The first hall on the right is just a dead end. I'm finished.
He's finished talking, guys. You can
Yeah, I was
stop
waiting-
staring
I was
blankly.
waiting for
Xavier?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, could I have told Tango to jump off at the hallway where the man was sitting and like investigate him?
Can you have Tangle hop off with the?
Could I have done it? Like, is that something that I could have done because he was flying his
I mean, yeah,
owl
you would have
around.
to say it pretty quick. I mean, because his owl's flying.
Yeah,
fast,
I know. So I guess not. Okay.
Yeah, I would say he would
Yeah.
drop down like midway through the hallway leading back to you if you dropped him.
Mm-hmm. So I can't do that?
No,
No. Okay, yeah. Alright.
And then
Alright.
you said there was just a man that was over there, or is it a specific like race of someone?
it just looked like a humanoid creature hunched over. It's like it was partially being absorbed by flesh, like from the halls of the flesh.
Okay.
Ugh.
I don't know, I guess we go wherever that was, whichever hall that one.
Okay, so you guys start walking down the hall and you make a right down the secondary hall. There's a hall leading to your left as well that you ignore, and you go walk down that way. In front of you is the hunched over figure in the chair. Seems like he's got a kind of like a quill in his hand, and he's got like a book in front of him.
I call out to him and I say, "You, what's your name?"
You can just only hear whispers from the walls. His name might be
so-
Jim. His name might be Sam. His name might be Bill. His name might be Jimbo Chicho. It could be.
Is the walls talking to themselves?
They're just talking.
Is he writing or just holding a quill?
I mean, roll perception.
I like this wall more and more.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna roll perception too. just because he didn't
Yeah.
he didn't
so
respond to me.
the man is not writing.
He's
Ah,
not writing.
damn it.
Does he have a book of any sorts or whatever, or even seem like he's conscious?
The man. Wow, you guys suck at looking. Yeah, he looks
There's a
like he's
man
still.
there?
I mean, there's a little bit of like black energy kind of like emitting from his back.
Okay. And then, sorry, what about, does he have like a book or notebook or something?
He does have a book in front of him. Yes.
Can I try to take it?
Sure.
Let's
You're taking the
leave.
book. Go ahead and roll sleight of hand. You walk up to the man's right or left side.
Well,
Oh.
which way is he?
He's like this is the desk is like me right now, like this,
Okay.
and he's like leaned over like this, and you're walking up behind him.
Behind him?
Yep.
Oh. Well, I'm gonna go in front of him first.
So you're gonna step up onto the table and then like stand in front of him
No, like
because the
around
table's on the wall.
Oh, around the. I don't know. Go to the side of it. See if I can see like a face or something.
Okay. Yeah, you can see that his face is like all rotten away, like
Oh,
like all
yeah, I'll take
skeletal.
whatever's on
His
the desk.
eyeballs are like sunken into his head,
Yeah.
and you're just grabbing the book.
Yeah. fuck it.
Ugh! All right. As you grab the book, his back splits open, and black energies erupt from it. There seems to be what looks like an ancient knight that is wisping with shadow energies, holding a longsword that has like green glowing gems on it, and it says, "Why have you awakened me?"
Can I open the book? I don't know.
Oh,
Okay.
back to
It
sleep.
swings its sword at you.
Wait,
Um,
swings it sword at me.
The thing that came out of the guy's back swings its sword.
Oh, I
at you.
thought you said it was like a thing that showed and then disappeared. Not like
No,
a
no.
Oh.
It actually doesn't hit you. Wow.
I want to open the book.
Okay, it just swings over your head, and you're just looking at the book. The book. Okay. Wow.
And then
We're gonna. By the way,
cue-
go ahead and roll initiative.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can we just go ahead and cue that Scooby Doo music?
Pretty much, right? Oh, here, I'm gonna give you guys this because that was randomly it just showed up on my
I
screen.
have to. I can't roll anything.
What's
Is that the
Click
thing
on
that's
your-
attacking
click
us?
on your token.
I know, but we're not in combat.
I
It doesn't
definitely
matter
got
if you're in
goosebumps
combat or
if
not.
it
This
is.
is going on your screen. You have the ruler.
Oh,
equipped,
yeah.
By the way.
Okay,
That's fine.
but- wow. 20.
What's happening?
Nice. You're laughing
My
at the
internet's
image.
dropping so hard.
No, I just saw a shadow just like speed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hit a really bad lag spike. Sorry about that. Hey, I didn't roll 0.
So okay, I'm gonna position you guys how you are. By the way, so
That's a cool looking
Yeah,
night
it's
guy.
like a great size.
yeah, so you're there, and okay, so the thing swung at you and did not hit you, which again, very surprising to me. But you know, whatever. You know, you're a dragon.
Whatever.
Whatever. You know, whatever. Okay, so then I'll roll initiative for my dude.
I don't think we should fight this.
By the way, I'll tell you what the book says.
Yeah.
Because you're just like ignoring combat totally and like just like badass
Well,
reading
I
the
wanna
book.
know what it is.
It says how to make a flesh golem,
Oh, okay.
Oh.
and it's got instructions on how to make a flesh
So
golem.
this could be a first goal.
So is it like a manual from what it looks
Yep.
like? Oh, okay. Why are you so angry?
Flesh
that
columns
manual
for
is
dummies.
Dead.
It just says, "Why have you awakened me?"
I don't know. All right. Well, what is he doing? Is he just like there? Or is he
He's-
trying to fight me?
He's trying to fight everybody,
Oh.
like you.
So we did
specifically.
roll initiative just to ask him questions.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So
Oh, let me roll for Krite too, right?
It's a
Krite-
knight, right?
It's not a knight. No, it's like a wraith.
Okay.
It's an aberration.
how do I make a flesh golem?
I mean, it's gonna require a lot of like necromancy and like piecing dead bodies together and all that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, no, just like yeah. Please press A, B, left, up, down, right button. Okay, so Krite is going to go first. He wields both of his swords.
Oh, we're actually gonna fight him? I
Yes.
was just gonna say if I put the book down, will it go away? But
You throw the book down. No, you're
no,
gonna.
well, I was gonna ask the group if anyone thinks we should take it.
Well, you're in the
otherwise-
middle of combat, so your turn's next. So you
Yeah,
can
but
ask
if I
that.
give
then.
him-
Guys, do you think we
He
should
might not
take
give
this
a shit.
book?
I'll try
Alright,
to give him this
Krite,
book
you go
back next
first.
turn. I don't know. And so Krite is going to dive in front of you. So he goes like awesome like rock slides like in front of you, and he's going to take 2 slashes at the creature with his glowing silver swords. Ah!
Silver swords.
Does it 13 hits? It does. Yay! Double hit.
Ooh,
Double pam.
go cry.
All right, that's 17 damage. All right.
What a
So he's
god.
slicing that creature up, and he says, "Step back, Velkin."
Why?
Why?
Says, "Well, if you wish to be torn apart by a wraith, by all means." And he shows you your way over to it.
I like how you said it was some sort of wraith, and now you're just like, it's wraith.
No, it is a wraith. I
Well,
said.
what type? What is Crate? Like, what type of? Is he like a fighter? Or what is he?
I mean, he looks like he's more like
He looked
a
like
fighter,
he's kicking ass.
fighter rogue kind of.
Ooh,
He's like multi-classed.
interesting combo.
I just don't have a good image.
Okay, well, I'm just wondering why he thinks that.
You and Erebos are out of order. Hold on, let me go to Velkin again. There. I don't. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Should I just? No, I want to hit him.
All right. So you're like book down, Mildred on her stone. You actually miss with that 12.
Okay, well, I'll attack again.
Okay. And you miss again.
This again. Okay.
You're just
cool.
whipping your hammer around.
fine.
Ah! Ah!
All right, that's fine.
All right.
Stay back!
I swing my hammer around and around. I swing my hammer around and around. I swing it.
Okay. Whoopsies.
Goodness.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Okay. So, now we have the creature who is going to attack Krite, who is in front of you. Where's my roll?
Why are we fighting this thing?
All right, so it slashes him. You can see that the slash that goes across his chest leaves like a kind of like a glowing, or not glowing, sorry, like a shadowy residue as it slices through his leather armor. Then we go over to Xavian. Oh, and sorry, you can see as it slashes through him. Let's see.
Slimer.
Okay, it hurts him pretty bad. And okay, I need to roll a con saving throw.
We shouldn't have fought it, guys.
Okay.
Put the book back on the desk.
Okay.
Mistakes were made.
Yeah, he kind of falls to one knee, and he seems weakened.
Oh, goodness.
Wait, who seems weakened?
Krite.
Ah, jeez.
Oh,
Goodness.
right, that's.
Yeah. All right, Xavian's turn. Just screaming out loud.
Yeah, so I'm gonna walk up to Krite and I give him one of my healing potions.
Okay. So he places his sword down, reaches out, and grabs it. Are you like force feeding it to him?
No, but I do feel like he would drink it regardless, right? I say, here, take this healing potion. Take it.
Oh, we should have bought stuff.
Okay. It's 2d4 plus 4?
2.
Plus 2.
2.
All right. He just chugs the thing and throws it, shattering it on the ground. He wipes his face, kind of stands to his feet.
Yeah, so I gave it to him, so can I walk again? So I'm gonna walk over here. So,
By the way,
out of the way.
you're within 5 feet, so you don't want to do that.
Yeah. Dang it.
Do you see the damage you just took?
Okay, so you step further away. Okay, cool. So the thing swings at you.
No!
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Let's see. I'm down.
Hold on, that's not damage.
Oh, that's not damage?
No, this is your damage.
No, it's 8d8 plus 3.
I'm still down.
And then
I'm still down.
it also
Oh!
crits you. So,
So-
do I roll 4d8?
Yeah.
Oh my god. So 45 damage.
Jeez.
And welcome to the DKB.
Yeah.
What's up, Soul
I
Chief?
died.
Thanks for the information. Why are you in front of the computer?
Why did we decide to fight?
I don't know. I don't know why you guys decided to fight. She was
I
actually
didn't
she
decide to
wasn't
fight
fighting
it.
at all.
It's Velkin's fault. She picked up the book.
I mean, she picked up the book but kept reading it. Like she didn't even she was just a
Well, I
badass. It
like
just swung over her head. I got you, Soul Chief. I know. I'm so good at comebacks. So it swung over your head, and then it started. I mean, Krite tried to defend you but got injured. Xavier just got knocked out.
Yep, sure did.
And then I need you to roll
0.
2 con saving throws for me.
2 con saving throws.
Yeah.
That's 1.
That's a fail, and that is a success. So, Xavier, you have your hit points permanently reduced by 25 right now.
Oh!
Well, I mean, like I'm dead.
What is your max hit points?
It was at 30, but I took some damage on the way in, I think.
You shouldn't have.
I take back what I said. Y'all are brave. Thanks for your service of fighting dragons and sarcasm. Thank you, Soul Chief. Thank you for being.
Because you said we
I
had
got
the,
that.
long rest.
The thing is, Xavier, your health, you've been attacked by an aberration, so it actually tore some of your life force from you from that failed con saving throw. So if your max health is 30, you now have a max health of 5 until you finish a long rest.
Okay, so alright. I thought I got damaged by something.
You did get
On the way.
damaged, but the thing is, your max health. What is your max health in total?
My max health was 30.
So now your max health is 5. You are weakened.
Right.
Yeah.
So
you're like a frail old man now. But you're
jeez.
not. Oh God, Erebos is screeching out. All right, Erebos, it is your turn. Xavier has been knocked to the ground, and there's like shadow that's erupting from his body as he's like kind of twitching on the floor.
Oh, we're gonna hit that boy with the popsicles now. Who's Take the 80 for figure.
Okay. Soul Chief, it is intense and it is a lot of fun to play D&D. If you're interested in learning about it, we can definitely talk more about it on the Steelborn Discord. If you wanted to join up in a group or anything like that, we have steelborn.com. But just to play it, you need like the player's handbook, Dungeon Master's Guide, like Monster Manual. If you're just gonna be a player, you just need the player's handbook, and you make characters at level 1. And then you have to just roll some stuff for your stats and then use those stats to play the game. So there's a lot of rules that go into it that would take forever to kind of go through. Usually takes about an hour to explain to people how to play, how to make a character. So if you can make it through that hour, then I think you'd have a lot of fun with the game. Jumping back to Erebos, it is your turn, sorry. So your friend has been knocked to the floor and, like I said, is kind of twitching in a shadow-like pool.
So yeah, I fire at the Wraith.
Okay, 2 shots.
It's
at the Wraith.
23 and a 15.
Double hit, so that's going to be 18 damage.
And then on fails. And then he has to do a save.
Yeah, for the con or double save too. If he succeeds the first one too, so D20 plus con saving throw. What is con? It is okay. It is role playing, yes. So you play as a character. You can choose to. He failed, by the way.
There we go.
Yeah, so he failed, so he's taking persistent acid damage. You can play your character more as like actually in the character, or you can play the character as just kind of describing what you do. You don't have to actually just say what your character does. So it's all based on how you play. So cool. So you damaged him with acid.
And there's one other thing I want to do.
Okay.
For a bonus action, I want to tell Silence to run pretty much away.
Okay, cool.
Just like down here.
Cool, yeah, so he runs away. Just keep him safe. Cool. End of your turn?
Yep.
Okay. Kane, it's your turn. The creature looks weakened. Some of the shadow pieces are like falling off of it. Like it's like tattered robes are falling to the ground and dissipating.
Alright, I'm gonna use my inspiration to get advantage on a good old witch bolt.
Nice.
There we go. That's a bit of damage.
Okay. That's necrotic damage.
It is lightning damage.
Okay, cool. Yep, 17 definitely hits it. 23 damage. All right, so yeah, the thing, you blow a hole through it, like pieces of it fly everywhere, but it's just barely hanging on. So it's like sword is hanging down. It seems heavily weakened.
Why did we decide to fight this?
We didn't decide to fight this. The bloody thing went crazy when she picked up the book.
That's my turn.
That's your turn?
Oh wait, actually that's not.
Oh, okay. I sneeze on my hand.
That's my turn.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, Krite is going to go in for another double hit on it. He's going to try to pierce its chest. He says, "Return to Shadowfell, you foul beast." A miss and a miss. He like floats up in the air. Damn, I was hoping it would be a cool NPC thing. Velkin is up to bat.
Alright, just.
You should hit it with the book. Alright, 25 to hit. She manages to take it down with a longbow shot to the face. So it just dissipates and you hear its whispers. I can finally rest now.
Why did I even bother to fight us to begin with? I just wanted to die.
I mean, so you can roll, I mean, I don't know, you can roll insight if you want to figure out some stuff about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, you would assume that maybe the man was cursed, from some sort of malevolent spirit, and that, you disturbing him caused the spirit to erupt from his back, and, basically the spirit is malevolent, like I said, so it has to, attack whatever it's attacking, and then you have to release him fully by killing the spirit. So you released him. Good job. That's really cool, man. I'm gonna keep watching to learn some stuff, but definitely gonna check the guide out. Okay, cool. Sounds good, Soul Chief. If you have any questions, let us know. Okay,
Yep.
so Xavian is down. So we're still in combat. So we're gonna get rid of the Wraith. Velkin, would you like to move at all? Because you didn't move. You just attacked.
No, not really.
And you have an action surge as well. Oh, that's for just attacks, I think, right? If you attacked and
Yeah, well, I mean,
or you already used it. You
you said
attacked.
he's down though, so why would we still
You have to stabilize him.
stabilize?
Xavian.
Oh, I don't think I have anything that help.
Okay.
Are we out of combat?
No.
No.
You should give Silence the command to stabilize. Stabilize. He just does
I
CPR.
don't have anything I can really.
But then all you hear is the
Well, if
Pokemon
you're
song.
willing to accept it, I mean.
Yeah.
No, I mean that's it.
Okay. Xavian,
walk
go
on his
ahead and roll
words and apply
secretly
pressure.
to me. Everyone block your chat if you're looking at it.
roll a saving throw.
No, yeah, roll death saving throw secretly to me.
Yeah, I will. Let me see. And how do I just press death saves?
I mean, there's a way to roll to me. There's like a GM ticker.
No,
you can
I
put
know
in.
about the GM. I got that selected. I'm just saying, do I press death saves?
Yeah,
to do
just
it?
death saves.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There we go.
Cool. All right. And then we go over to Airbus.
I want to go up to the Wraith's dead yet?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. Gonna go up to Xavian and cure wounds.
Can you make it to him?
I think he
Doesn't Cure Wounds have range?
No, it doesn't. Oh, you can make it. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I can make it to him. That's why I'm gonna go up to him and do it. But where is he?
I'm right. I'm right here.
It's right here.
Okay. So yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so you regain 5 hit points. You wake up, but you feel really weak, extremely weak.
What happened?
Krite steps over to you. He says, he
You
picks
got
you up
knocked
actually.
off.
Yeah, he says you were attacked by a wraith. I'm surprised you aren't dead.
That makes
Yeah.
2 of us.
He says we need to have you rest immediately.
So do we? Well, we're not out of combat though, so that's the thing.
You are out of combat.
We are now because you're
Okay. All right. So are we just gonna decide to take a long rest now
I mean, that's up to you guys.
in the halls of flesh?
I'm not sure if taking a rest here is the best idea because I don't think that was the thing that was considering the rats as pets. It'd probably be best if we made our way out of here first.
Well, were we able to look down the leftmost hall or no?
I mean,
Or-
you can see down it. I mean, but again, it's just kind of a long hallway that leads up to other corridors.
It's funny that you gave me 5 hit points left because like that's what I had down because I didn't understand if I was at 0 or that you
You
said
were
I,
at
I
0.
could only have. Okay, so I was at 0. All right.
Yeah, so you were knocked down to 0 hit points, but there's a permanent, or not permanent, there's a
5.
semi-permanent reduction of
So
your
I
max
can only
hit
have
points.
5 right now.
Yeah, so now you got 5 hit points back, and that's your max health right now.
Oh,
Yep.
so wait. There's a so my max health right now is 30, but there's like the second one where it says like
There's a current and there's a max hit points. So there's also a temporary hit points. Disregard that completely.
Okay.
There.
So
what I'm
right now
saying
it's
is your health is
5.
30, max of 30, right? So what
Right.
happened was you got wounded by an aberration, which is able to reduce your maximum hit points by whatever amount the damage was. So it hits you for 25 reduction of hit points, which you had 30, which means you only have a 5 max right now. So if something hits you for 1 damage, you'll have 4 health left, etc. And then when you heal fully, you can only heal to 5.
Alright.
Yeah.
Ooh, so right now
I'm just gonna.
so
read
I
it.
should have
You have
yeah,
just 5 hit
5.
points. You're good. Yeah. So like use my imagination right as the graphics like would help me ADHD. Yeah, you would definitely imagine most of the stuff here. So we're just kind of imagining what's going on. Other DMs will put together vast maps that will lay out the landscape and everything like that. It takes a lot of time, a lot of prep time.
it does.
Yep. All right.
Worth
Cool.
it.
Worth it. I mean, I'll eventually probably get the pro edition where you can do lighting and stuff like that. That'd be a lot of fun probably for you guys. But I'd have to spend like a whole day designing beforehand. All right,
We
cool.
all would.
So we're gonna go back to just the normal map here, and you guys are out of combat. But yeah, so you said it sounds like Kane is a bit weary of resting in the halls of flesh right now, and Krite, insists that Xavian, rest and that they look after him. But it's just whatever you guys want to do, whatever you think is best combat wise and everything like that.
Is the thing still yelling about his brats?
It hasn't yelled since the rats died the first time.
I want to send my owl to the end of the hall and listen to see if it can hear movement.
Okay, you're sending it to the end of the hall and seeing if we can hear movement.
Yeah, like just to the entrance of this area. Let me pull up its stats for you real quick.
Yeah, so once it
Alright.
gets to the end of the hall, go ahead and roll perception for me.
That is skills perception +3, so plus 20 +4. Dark vision, and the owl has advantage on perception checks that rely on hearing or sight. Alright. So
Whose Doge is that?
That's
He's not
Shadowfire.
happy.
that's my dog. He's just barking down the stairs.
It's probably a ghost or something that's there.
Or a rave.
Or a wraith, yeah, coming to get you. By the way, this is for everyone to know, and you can act on it however you wish,
There you go.
but there is a sword that's laying on the floor from the wraith.
I'm gonna say don't touch the sword. Let me inspect it first.
I'm gonna pick up the sword.
Of course.
Okay, roll a con saving throw.
Wow, who'd have guessed?
Yeah, I don't know if I'd do that.
Who'd have
but-
guessed?
Alright.
Decent con saving throw.
Because every time I think, okay, I'm gonna, go about this in a safe manner, I seem to get screwed out of loot. So you know what? Screw it. We're just going for it.
Loot. We're gonna be a party of
Loot,
murder
loot,
hobos. Let me pull up my magic item list.
And just making it known, I did take the little manual thing.
Cool. Yeah, you have the manual.
Okay.
I'm
Also
just
the
searching.
perception when you're ready.
Yep. Let me see your perception. Yeah, roll whenever you're ready for that perception. I
Oh,
just
it's
have to find
it's the 2 rolls that I did before
Oh, you
this
did
con
2
save.
rolls. Oh, okay, cool. So the 8, what was that for?
It's because owls have advantage on hearing and sight.
Oh, okay, cool. So you crit.
Perception checks.
Yeah. I mean, your owl can hear. There is some movement. There's some slight movement. Like basically, it can hear something that's further away from it. It's not right in the halls with them, but it determines that there's something that's further down the halls. It can hear other animals, like wolves and
Can I
birds
tell if
and
they're
things like that.
moving towards us or
They're
just
moving
in an
around.
arbitrary direction?
Arbitrary directions, just moving around. Okay, let's see.
And I am dropping.
Wait, what is? I'm just reading what the weapon. Okay,
Okay.
cool. So you have the weapon. Your hand turns translucent. Just your hand turns translucent, and you can see your bones through it, and they start to kind of glow like a slight, like greenish hue as you wield the sword. Go ahead and roll me Arcana or investigation to inspect the weapon.
This whole time, has Crate just been silent?
Oh my god, dog, stop.
Crite, well, yeah, I mean, Crite he was inspecting Xavian.
Yeah.
Like, he's been kind of looking at his wounds, and he's also looking at his own wounds, intending to those. Wow, an 11 and an 11.
That's because I screwed up and clicked on the rat, and now my stats are all changed. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. My whole sheet is screwed up.
How did you click on the rat and your whole sheet is screwed up?
I don't know. I thought maybe I can help him out and get some of these rat tokens since I have the player's handbook. I thought, okay, something cool.
Alright, I don't know if
I
you
click
can-
on it, and instead of
A rat, something cool.
instead of putting the stupid token on the screen, it just changed all my stats for my
So you
player.
became a rat?
Apparently, yes. Apparently, I am a rat with kick-ass weapons.
Why don't you,
So all my stats are gone.
Are you
It's
kidding
all
me?
screwed up. Everything is screwed up.
How?
why,
I don't even
why don't
understand.
you click back on your character and roll initiative or something again?
Well, it gets a +2 now instead of a +1.
Oh my god. Hold
What
on,
if
let me
you
look at this character sheet.
Reopen roll 20.
My dex is now insane. But now every other stat is screwed.
It's because you're a rat. You're just real quick.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you kidding me? How does that even happen? How did they even
don't
allow
know,
that?
damn it. I have a backup sheet of when I first made the character, so I'm just gonna do that once we end this.
Well, did
Holy.
you try reopening roll 20? Maybe roll 20 just freaked out on you.
Maybe, let's see.
It's just like you guys are talking and he just
Alright.
boop, turns into a rat.
I was
No,
just
you guys-
trying to ignore this until the end of the game.
You know
so
what?
that way we can
Actually, it
screw
would
with
make
it,
sense. What, he picks up the sword, turns into a rat, right?
No, that doesn't
That
make
could be
sense at
interesting.
all.
It's. But by the way, the sword is a Vorpal sword, a legendary weapon.
Vorpal blade.
It's called a Vorpal sword.
Okay.
You gain
What
plus
is it
3
called?
attack. You have to attune to it, so it's gonna take
Nope.
some time.
Skills are all still screwed
You
up.
pretty much have to sleep with the weapon for an hour.
Really?
Yeah. I'll be back, guys.
Whoa.
So let me just read out the
Excuse
description of
me.
the sword, just so you kind of know. But you'll have to look into the Dungeon Master's Guide if you want the specifics on it. When
Okay.
you have the sword, you gain plus 3 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with the magic weapon. In addition, the weapon ignores resistance to slashing damage. When you attack a creature that has at least one head with this weapon, you roll a 20 on the attack roll. And roll a 20 on the attack roll. So if you actually roll a 20, you cut off one of the creature's heads. If it has one head, of course, you cut off the only one. The creature dies if it can't survive without its lost head. The creature is immune to this effect if it is immune to slashing damage. Doesn't have or need a head. Has legendary actions, or the DM decides that the creature is too big for its head to be cut off with his weapon. Such a creature instead takes an extra 68 slashing damage from the hit. Yeah, it's insane. So Rat Boy has a cool sword now. Yeah. It's like you like slowly turn back into a human too. Like you're like this tiny rat that's now like standing like a human running around with a vorpal sword.
Fear me!
Yeah.
Fear me, monsters! I shall smite thee!
Wow, that's a little creepy. You sound like you do that way too
So-
much.
Are we
He does.
resting,
Jihad Elmo,
not
don't ask.
resting?
Yeah, what's the plan, gang? Krite turns to you guys and says, "Shall we rest? I can push everything off this table and make a makeshift bed."
Ah, let it be so.
Why is that rat talking?
I don't know. Where to go?
Where's your ranger at?
Hello.
As Xavier, I say, I can possibly make Tangle. Tangle, are you okay?
Yes, master, I am perfectly fine. Well, I am a spider.
Could you possibly patrol the halls?
I've got that covered. I've gotten Owl doing.
Well, it
Probably
can't
not.
hurt to have two.
Harold and I will explore the halls together.
Woohoo, I'm Harold.
Summon my bird.
Oh God, there's birds, there's owls, there's like everything imaginable.
Now I command an army
Alright.
of rats with me.
Yeah.
He is the king, by the way.
Yeah, he's the rat king.
Okay, so I take it we're resting?
Yes, I think you guys are resting, and then
Okay.
Kane is going to watch the halls.
Oh man.
No, just my owl. Just my
Oh,
owl.
just your owl. Cool. Okay. So,
His name is Salazar, because you guys
Salazar.
decide.
Okay. His name is
What's
not
the
Harold.
name of the owl?
Salazar.
Slytherin?
Harold. Harold. I like Harold better.
Yeah, well,
Go away, Harold.
Salazar's a hoot and a holler, so.
Well, isn't that the...
it is a hoot.
Okay. Cool. So, yeah. So you guys are resting. So, Krite is going to push the man's dead body over to the side, brush everything off the table.
I want to see if there are any books that seem important.
I mean, the rest of the books are just like scribbles that the man was doing. Like, it seems like the books that you look through, the initial scribings that he had written in there.
Where's
Okay.
from?
The initial, that's not where it's from. That's not where Salazar comes from. It's not
from
just
Harry
Harry
Potter.
Potter. It's not just Harry Potter that has that name.
Okay.
Anyways, so the books that you see go from a condition that is like really intact to a condition that is all torn and tattered. And it seems like his date starts like earlier, and then as it gets later and later, his like writings become more and more
Oh wait, I'm
just
sorry.
random.
Can you say this over again? I'm not retaining any of it.
Well, this is Kane inspecting it,
Oh,
so
okay. I don't
yeah.
care. Then go on.
So yeah, so the stuff that he's writing about is like his investigation deeper into the halls of the flesh. That he's found out how to make a flesh golem. That he's created one for Manever to keep in the halls of flesh, and to assist in the transportation of blood to the Guild of the Bloodletter, and that the flesh golem is beautiful. And his
Okay.
name is Harold.
Okay. Well, we may have some friend that we'll have to deal with here. Namely, a flesh golem.
Goblin.
Goblin.
Yeah, so it actually has a drawing of Harold as well. You know, like he has him drawn in different clothing and stuff. Like if you were to make clothing for him, and yeah, and then like as he gets further and further along, describing how he created Harold, and that like his writing seems to be fearful that there's something that's speaking to him through the walls, that something has pursued him after his creation, that he may have cast the wrong spell in the creation of Harold, and that he should have never come into the halls, you know, and he should have never left his family behind to pursue this job. And then his writing, like I said, just kind of becomes scribbles and that, and the books become more and more tattered as they move along. As his rigor mortis and torn up bodies laying.
They can't read his scribbles.
Well, I mean, yeah. So the scribbles themselves are literally just scribbles. I mean, you would make out that he's probably in a lot of pain, that he's in a lot of despair through the scribbles.
All right.
So his scribbles say, ah! That's what
All
it
right.
says. Pretty much. Nothing of importance.
What?
Maybe his scribbles
So
say,
this-
I'm dying, I'm dying, I'm dying.
It seems that this flesh golem is not something that's very good.
And it says,
It
my
seems
creation has
something's
killed me.
wrong.
The
Oh.
end says the creation has killed me.
And it seems that the golem killed the man. What a lovely way to die.
Yes.
Killed by your own child. Well then, does anyone have anything magical they want looked at and inspected? Anyone?
You can look at my
I
finely
call-
crafted
I-
swords.
I cough out cards.
Erebus isn't even here to respond to that, so
Oh, he is it?
there he is, and I dove in.
That's what my character's doing right now. Shouldn't it?
Yeah, Krite walks you over to the table, and like he places a woolen blanket up there. He says, please rest, my friend, I will take the chair.
I cough out because I overhear Crane is trying to inspect things. I'm trying to cards.
Yeah, I heard. I have the scroll. If you could inspect this, I'd appreciate it.
Oh, alright, I'll take a look. I'll first off open the scroll and see what I read.
What is the scroll?
Yeah.
A runic scroll.
Where...
I got it way back when. I don't remember where.
Is it just listed as runic scroll?
Yes. That's what you told me it was.
Okay.
Don't know what it was.
What? Okay. Oh, you know what? I think it was a 5th level fireball spell.
Oh.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I believe this is a fireball spell.
It's like got a big drawing of a fireball on it, and it's like got a number 5 in the center of it.
It's just
Yeah. It's got like
Well,
pictures
fireball.
of dudes like
It's
cool.
Kamehameha.
It's got pictures of naked guys casting fireball.
From where though? Where is it?
It
Where
doesn't
is it
matter.
casting from?
Everywhere. All the orifices.
Every orifice.
Yeah.
All of their
5 different
pores.
drawings of 5 naked guys casting 5 different
multi-shot.
Yeah.
Multi.
And at the bottom it says 1 use. And it has a price of like 1,300 gold.
If you
Wow.
think Arcane Missile was impressive, check this out.
But fireball.
Anyway,
This is-
How much money did you say it was worth?
1,300 gold.
1,300
I never
gold.
told you anything, though.
Yeah. Kane's just looking at it, looking around, you know.
It's a fireball spell.
Yeah, so it's in runic
Yeah.
writing, like different writings. So Kane's the only one who can read it right now, and he just tells you it's a fireball spell.
What rating was it? Sorry.
It's just weird runic writing.
Oh.
It's not really like
Yeah.
it's. If anyone knows like primordial,
No.
no, nobody.
No.
I'll roll it back up and hand it
Abyssal.
to him.
All right, yeah. So he hands you back your scroll,
Fireball spell.
your fireball spell.
Oh, good. I could probably make some good money off that.
I like to imagine that's a human crawling around his house doing that.
It is, though.
that's that's part of the wall that's screaming.
Yeah. All right, cool. So you guys are resting up, right? Anyone doing anything else in particular? Do you want to inspect Krite's weapons he's showing you?
Sure.
All right, so he hands you a long, thin silver blade, almost like a katana.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Intrigued.
Ooh.
This will take about 10 minutes, but I will ritual cast Identify. Cast as ritual.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, so we'll say you guys start resting, and then after 10 minutes, you know that the sword itself, and he actually explains it to you as well, like he's going to talk about the sword. He says that this sword was crafted by Lord Vexus from a distant elvish community, or ancient, sorry, a city of elves from far away, far west. He says that they are keen in the fighting of creatures from the abyss, so like different devils and demons. He says that this is demon-edged weaponry, that it's been crafted with the bones of charred like demon flesh and that. So these fare well against these type of creatures. And he said they also do pretty well against the undead. So, but he tells you that Lord Vexus was he's a really well-renowned leader, and that he at one point actually fought Amel Bar, who's a demon lord, before he sat upon the bones of 1,000 elves in the Citadel of Bones, or the Cathedral of Bones.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. Whatever.
I'm interested in the numbers though.
Like what damage it does? I don't think you would know that. Are you saying how much it cost?
Nah, touch one item with asking you learn its properties and how to use them. If it requires attunement, how much it charges. If it's a spell, you learn the item.
Yeah. Properties.
Yeah, I mean it does a lot of damage to demons. You're not gonna have a specific number, unless you kept the weapon yourself, and then I would explain to you damage wise. I was rolling a 1d10 plus 3, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, 1d10 plus 3, so a max of 13 damage per slice, and then it probably does double damage to demons.
Wunderbar.
Okay. All right.
I
Thank
will
you for that.
hand him back his sword.
Okay.
His sword.
It's fine.
And just say thanks.
Okay,
I
it's
guess.
the most awkward interaction ever.
And
Just hold his sword. Thanks.
and anything else? Anyone? No? Okay.
Wait,
Yeah. We have a buyer.
There's one other thing.
Right here, 10 gold, 15 gold, 20, 25 gold, 25 gold. Do I hear 30?
By the way, guys, we have
Oh.
30 minutes left. That's really cool.
No, I'm good. I'm good. I think you've helped me enough. Thank you kindly.
Okay.
Something else?
I forgot I gave Velkin that hat.
What, the leather hat?
Damn it. Yeah. The leather sex hood you gave me.
Oh, the gimp mask?
Yeah, that one.
Oh, was the other thing you were gonna check?
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that lets you see what you said, ghosts or something.
Just to taunt you about the cards art.
Oh, you're so aggravating. Well, why don't you figure out about the cards?
Oh, you think that's aggravating? Hold
You know
my
what-
beer, laddie.
You should-
Hold my beer.
You should just do 52 card pickup with all of them.
Yeah.
Alright. If we have nothing better to do, then I'm going to sleep.
All right, cool. Crate is already sitting up on the chair after he puts his blade back and kind of just tilts his head over and rests. And then we've got Xavier, who's nice and bundled up on the woolen blanket on the table,
Suffering.
suffering from his wounds. Tangle crawls on him and says, "Sleep, master, sleep well." And it starts to make a pillow out of web.
He starts to make a pillow
Out
for
of
me
web. Yeah.
out of silk.
Yep.
Oh, that's cool.
So he makes a silken pillow for you to rest your head on.
You'll know I won't forget about you, master.
Yeah. He never lets him forget that. I'll tell my owl to wake us up if something approaches. Okay, so it just shits on your head while you're sleeping, like ethereal poop. Oh, wake up! My new cells are. All right. Okay. So you guys are sleeping. Go ahead and do a long rest. There's nothing that's going to disturb you in your sleep, except for maybe like hands that might slightly grope you as they slide underneath you or whatever. Whoever's on a chair and table are perfectly fine. Yeah.
Okay. So I take a long rest, but I'm still at 5 health.
No, the long rest cures you of that.
Okay, so I'll be at 30 now. Okay.
Yep. All right. So
And
you
I'll
guys-
be over here sleeping with my sword.
Yeah, for an hour. Yeah.
Just slowly caressing it.
Hard for this.
Yeah, just Okay, bless
Fine,
you.
well,
Jeez,
one,
calm
well,
down,
one.
Kane. Sneezing all that ethereal juice everywhere. Yeah, you might have
He's
just
got to
defeated Saturn.
bless the place, doesn't he?
Yeah, he just wakes up. That's how he wakes up. He just sneezes. Just,
I bless these crowns.
all right, cool. So you guys wake up. Krite is preparing for the new day in the halls of the flesh, and he wakes everyone else up. You know who's taking a snooze. Because we must be on our way.
Okay.
Heidi.
Okay. All right, please lead the way, Velkin.
Fine. Alright. Whatever way we weren't going, where's Owl went? We'll go
That's
that way.
straight. Yep, and there's a hall to your left. There's, two halls. No, sorry, you're going straight down. There are 3 halls to your left, 1 to your right.
Wait, what?
3 halls to your left, 1 to your right.
Well,
It's a
shit.
maze. You guys
Yeah,
got to
we
remember
went
which
through
way
the
you
middle of
went.
the left.
Hey!
I'm amazed.
Well, it doesn't
Okay,
matter where
so-
we went if we're moving forward.
You're moving forward, and there's 3 halls to your left and 1 to your right.
I'm sorry, I like have like a map kind of drawn to like kind of get a picture of this.
Yep.
But can I tell if like the area has changed shape?
It
Like-
has not changed it.
It hasn't.
There's 3 halls to the left. 1 of them you already came down.
Okay.
Well, before,
Okay, so that
you
might
said
have
that there
been-
was 1 on the left and 2 on the right, and then we went down the middle of the rights because you said the one was dead end, which means the only one we didn't go down was the one on the left.
So
But which
when you
one
were
on the
initially
left?
when you were initially walking
You said
down the
there was
hall,
only one
hold
on
on,
the
hold
left.
on. So when you started the maze, you're walking straight. There were 2 halls to your right. You chose to go down the first hall to the right.
Yeah.
Once you stepped into that hall, there was a hall to your left, a hall to your right, and a hall leading straight. You then
Yeah.
made a right.
Yeah.
So then you started walking down that hall. At that point, there was a dead end. Then there was a hall leading straight, which on the side had 2 halls to the right, 1 hall to the left. You found out that the first hall to the right had a dead end of dead bodies. The second hall to the right led to a study that had the guy in it. Then you have the hall leading down to the left from that initial hall, which then when you turn left has 2 halls to the left and 1 to the right. But from the area you're at, when you're walking straight, it has 3 halls to the left. 1 of them you already came down, and then 1 hall to the right. I can't show you it because you'll see the exit.
Well, I know, but
Here. Well, I can't draw it either because it'll screw you guys up. I just need an answer.
So, alright.
How about this? I'll give you common knowledge enough to I won't make you go down the same hall you came from. So there's 2 halls to your left and 1 to your right, from which you did
Alright,
not
I
go
will
into.
send my owl down a hall to the right, 100 feet, and if it comes to an intersection, it'll go down each of the areas like 40 feet, and then it'll come back.
Okay, so your owl does go to the right, and there is a fork. So the fork so we're looking at the fork straight on. There's 1 hall to your left and 1 hall to your right. It goes down the right one. It finds an area it has several beds covered in like flesh that's taken over them. It seems like an area of rest. Then the hall to your left leads down to what looks like a flesh-covered door.
Maybe it leads to the king's hole.
It is the halls of play.
Yeah, the king's whore lives there. Yes. What do you think her name is? Harold? Yeah. Herelda, yeah, that's what they were making. The book you actually have creates a flesh horn.
No, I'm
not a
hoping
flesh
it's
horn.
Arthur, and we've just discovered his edgier side.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I said, hey!
Yeah,
It's a
Arthur
hundred
lives
bucks
down
down
there. Yeah, when he fights you, he has like the angry fist. Yeah, and Buster's his side.
Side bitch?
Sure, yeah. What's that thick chicken nugget head looking guy? His name? What's his name?
Binky?
Yeah.
I think it was Buster's the rabbit.
Yeah, Buster Rhymes is a
And-
rabbit. Mhm.
His name's
And then,
Binky.
His name's
Bink.
Binky. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. He seems like, he kind of looks like a bulldog, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, chicken nugget as well.
Yeah.
Chicken nugget, binky and kinky.
All right, cool.
Anyway,
So
let's get back.
your owl informs you. Yeah. Your owl informs you of the different halls. What would we like to do, chicken nugget head guys? Chicken nuggies.
On the hall to the right, there's a door and there's some beds.
You know it.
God damn it.
Okay, I don't know. Are you guys gonna sing "It's More Fun to Have a Library Card" now? What's gonna happen here?
Having fun isn't hard.
Well, yeah, we just came from a library of some sort. I don't see why not.
Alright, I'm gonna have my owl repeat the process with the other halls.
Okay. The first hall to your left has two halls leading to the right.
Okay.
Oh man, it's so confusing. All right, I'm trying to draw.
I
it
love
out.
I love giving you guys puzzles because you can't even figure out the one that I had initially. I was like, oh god, what did I do to them? Now there's
Well,
a
like,
maze.
I'm trying to remember what you said because you went by it
I'm
so
just
fast.
not drawing it, so that's the problem.
All right, Captain Keys 27. Thank you for joining the dead. Glad to have you here.
Woo. Okay, explain the maze one more time. I'm gonna draw it this time.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna draw it again
Okay.
too. I'm gonna start a new piece
Yeah,
of paper.
this is
So
where
we
this
start-
this is where your intelligence comes out, guys.
Hold
You gotta
on,
start
wait.
All
drawing
right,
the
we
map.
started. We started
Wait,
at thought. We started at the door. All right, so we went straight.
Ah. All right, so I will tell you guys again. I have the map here. I know exactly how to get out because I'm the dungeon master. But
Well, that's
you
good
know.
for you.
that's good for me, right?
I'm
Alright,
glad our
so-
dungeon master knows how to get out.
Yeah. I forget, and you guys are locked in there forever.
Okay, here's
So there's a big pile of bodies, right? You all started on. There is
Yeah.
one hall leading forward.
Right.
Then, as you get closer to the end of the hallway, there are two halls that lead to the right. Yeah, this will be good, right, Captain Keys? All right, so there's
Two
two halls
hallways
that
that
lead
lead
to
to
the
the
right, right?
Uh-huh.
You guys went down the first hallway. Josh is here.
Oh.
Yeah, my little brother's here. We're going to be playing Rings of Elysium tonight.
And one to the
Oh,
left,
fun.
right?
Hold on. Hey, we're in the middle of
Yeah.
so you guys can hang out.
I'm drawing it on the friggin' map. I swear it.
And then I still have to set up your computer. It should only take a couple minutes.
Your house looks really cool from outside.
Thank you.
Here, though. Listen.
All right, cool. So we're explaining a maze. They're trying to draw it right now. So we have about 20 minutes left of the game. So I don't know if you're gonna hang out for 20 minutes. I can talk to you in 20 minutes. Is that okay?
Yeah, I need to talk to you.
Okay, cool. All right. So the hall leading forward. You have two halls to your right.
Yeah.
You went down the first hall to your right.
Okay.
In that
Sure.
hall,
Wait, hang on. You missed. There's two on the right and one going straight, or one going
Hold on.
left.
just imagine there's a straight hall, right?
Yeah.
On the right of the hall, there are two hallways. So there's two separate entrances. Don't worry about the one further up because you didn't go down that one. So this is the first hall leading to your right. So when you're looking down that hall, it's a straight hallway. Then you have a hall to your left and a hall to your right. And then
So
at
a
the
fork.
yeah, not a fork. No. It's just strictly
Not a
to your left and strictly to your right. There's a straight hallway. At the end of that hallway, there is a left and there is a right.
Okay.
You guys went right immediately when you got into the hallway. So you went
Right.
down a straight hallway. Going down that hall, it just had a, like, if you keep going straight is a dead end. That at the dead end also leads left. So you turned left. Then, as you walk straight down that hallway, there are two hallways to your right. The first hallway to your right had a dead end of dead bodies. The second hallway to the right had the study. So it's a kind of like a rectangular room. Then, as you walk straight down the hallway, you hit a wall, and there's a hall to your left. Going down the hall to your left, like facing straight, there is a hall, or sorry, 2 halls to your left again, and then there's a hall to your right. I love that you guys are drawing this. That Xavier, Kane, and Malkin are all drawing this.
I'm trying my best because because I gotta compare with what you guys
Okay.
are like seeing.
I'm drawing it too.
I can see that,
Okay,
for sure.
so
With your toes. Then we had Kane is the only one who knows this, but going straight down that hallway, he went down the hall to the right, which led down to another wall, and then he turned right, and what he saw was a fork. So an actual V. One hallway led to the right, which was like a circular room that was a restroom, not like to use the bathroom, but like an area of beds. And then to the left was a curved hallway that led to a door that's covered in flesh.
Oh, screw this.
Screw this. I wasn't built for this.
Okay, and then where are we currently?
You are currently
We're in the study.
you're in the study, yeah.
Okay. And then you said that there was, from the study, only a way to go left?
There's a straight hall that leads all the way down, and then there's 3 halls to your left and 1 to your right. The first hall leading to the left is
Wait,
the one
so
you already
this is
came
from
from.
the end where we're at the study right now.
Okay, just look at this. This is the hall. So this is the study down here. Straight. There's a hall to your left, left, left. Hall to your right. That's all.
That's totally not what I'm doing.
I know, because you don't know the maze. Josh is just walking to the picture in the background, yeah.
Okay, whatever. I'm just leaving it that 'cause
Okay.
it's wrong anyway.
Cool. Well, we got 15 minutes. Alright, so
15 minutes. Let's draw a map.
let's draw a map, guys.
I absolutely believe this is wrong.
It's fine. I mean, that's what
fine.
your characters would draw,
roll
right?
with it.
Sure.
Sounds like you said, let's cool whip it.
Yeah, let's cool with it.
Alright, well, do we want to go to the flush door? Is that the goal?
Yeah, we're probably gonna try to get to the flush door. I'd say move away from the beds. They'd probably try to eat you.
All right, we're going to the flesh doors then.
Alright.
Alright.
Yep.
So you make your way down the hall following Kane's instructions. You're following the
Making
man
a
with the
right
different
before
menu.
we get to the fork.
Okay. You're making a right before you get to before you get to the fork, exactly. Now you're at the fork. You're making
Now
a
we're
left
at the
down
fork,
the hallway.
yeah.
Down
Yep.
the left side. Now you're at the door.
Down the
It's a
curved
very large
door.
door that's covered in flesh, moving hands, eyes, all of that. There's whispers coming
Oh
from
boy.
it. Do you wish to enter?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Why should I let you through?
because we
Okay.
want to go through.
Why are you
Because, and then I just pet the door.
Okay, roll me a persuasion.
Just him.
Just him. He's petting a door of flesh right now, trying to convince
Which you have notably said in the past that had genitalia on it.
Correct. Yes.
Possibly, yes. Not certain.
Someone's
Persuasion,
getting
you
that.
said, right?
Can you
Yeah,
also roll
persuasion.
performance?
Are you a rat that's still doing it? Like,
Why not? It's -3. Let's go for it.
oh.
Every stat is
Yeah,
negative
so you
right
just
now.
start tearing flesh off the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, just. And as you tear flesh off the wall, you reveal a doorknob.
Oh.
Yeah, this just got very sensual. Yeah. And it's like,
So that actually helps.
it says, no, you weren't supposed to see that.
It's okay.
Is that
baby.
your hiding
He'll be
hole?
our- It's okay, baby. He'll be our secret.
Oh, God.
Oh my god.
All right, so do you turn the doorknob?
Twist it.
Pop
Yeah,
it.
turn something on.
Twist it like a son of a bitch.
All right, so you twist it. So the door, like you see, just blood spraying out from like the openings around the door, and you push the door open, and just like you can hear locks unlocking as it opens up.
Something
That's
else.
hilarious.
And then as you step out into the room, it's a very open room. There are very large pillars of stone that are in there. And you can see off to your left is a huge pile of bodies. Off to your right is a bunch of animal cages. There are animals all throughout it. Some of them are sewn together with different other animals. So they're like different experiments, and they have experiment numbers on the cages. And there's like bubbling fish tanks and everything of that nature there all throughout the area. Off to your left, go ahead and roll me a perception roll as you look towards the large pile of bodies.
Can I send my
Someone
outlet?
was having a good time in here.
Yeah, you can see there's a large flesh golem that is reading a stone book as he's standing up there.
You guys ready
Elkin,
for
don't touch the book this time.
Yeah, it's Geraldo, yeah. It's
Say
Geraldo
no to
Rivera.
books.
Yeah, the flesh golem has a mustache too.
Does it?
I don't know, does it?
That's it.
Let's roll. I'll see. If it's below a 10, it doesn't have a mustache. Alright, it is at a 10, it has a mustache. That's sewn to
Alright.
its
Thickest
face.
mustache you've ever seen.
Yeah.
The
You haven't
meanest-
seen
And
that
then
many
as
mustaches
it's
in your
standing
time.
there, it pulls like a lever, and you see there's like pipes on the wall. From the floor, there are pipes that lead up. There's a bunch of blood that shoots up through the pipes and kind of leads around, and then it goes out from the walls. Like it comes, or sorry, it leaves the hollows of flesh.
Well, it seems like we found a source to how they get blood.
Yeah, Krite says
Good.
that please do not disturb the golem. He is our only source of blood, as the elf has disappeared, or you said the elf had died, Rose.
Yes, Rose. Or that wasn't even her name, was it?
It was.
Well, you gave her
Rose.
that name.
We gave her
We
the
gave
name
her that
Rosa.
name.
Almost named her Steven.
We said she passed away, unfortunately.
Yeah.
By fire.
He says we'll have to elect someone else to control the other lever, but please do not disturb the golem. He says we should probably leave this place, but I believe whatever's in that book has the saying. He says, who has a silver tongue?
Not me
I'm
anymore.
the best in the group.
I don't think I do.
Fuzzy butts and jealous.
I want to roll persuasion and ask the golem what the saying is.
Alright, so you just step out into the room and with your green goggly eyes, you just look over. Excuse me, sir? Go ahead and roll me a persuasion. Oh, that's pretty good. The golem turns from his book and he says, "Who let you in here?"
I say, neighbor.
I have no neighbors, I only have pets.
Neighbors. I said my neighbor.
My neighbor? Why would he lead such a small being down here?
He desperately needs our help.
And how can I help you?
I just require the saying that might be on your tablet that you are reading.
Why do you need this saying?
It could desperately help my neighbor. I cannot discuss much more. The time is leaving us.
I need to get a closer look at you. And he steps down from the bodies and he starts peering at you. He's trying to see if you're telling the truth, and he doesn't know that you're telling the truth. I do not believe you. You're here to steal my animals away from me. I can see it in your eyes. And he goes to reach down to grab you by your shirt, and he picks you up in the air. He's pretty big. He's very.
He's very big, but he's very weak.
Yeah, he tears your shirt, like your shoulder of his shirt off,
Their spot.
and
Oh, shit.
yeah.
Do we help him? Do we help him?
Spot.
Says, "Come back here, small creature."
If anyone's better at persuasion, I guess we could try to.
I'm gonna whisper to.
He's holding the
Rose.
book, by the way, while he's walking.
Do we help him?
Can I roll perception? Says persuasion.
It's above you.
Perception to see.
Perversion.
It's above me.
Yeah, if you want to climb, and you're like Shadow of the
Can
Colossus
I
style.
get Tangle to? Can I get Tangle to run up his arm and read it?
You can try.
Better yet, I'm gonna send my owl in to like go and fly above him and look down and read it.
Okay, so your owl starts flying around him. Your spider's calling up him. The animals are attacking! Ah! Spirit animals everywhere! He's swinging around. Book goes flying in the air and lands and falls into the pile of bodies. It's like sticking out. He's swinging around. Go ahead and roll dexterity checks on both Tangle and your owl.
Let me pull up the stats real quick.
His huge hands are flinging around.
Wait, you said he's dropping the book?
He threw the book in the air. He's like afraid.
Can I try to...
You said what kind of a check? A dex?
Dex check.
Dex.
If it's under a 12, you're gonna fail it. What are you trying to do? Catch the book? Go ahead and roll dexterity saving throw.
I thought that's what we're trying to get.
That was a really good roll. Yeah, your bird flies it over. It's a Kristen. The book is just as big as you.
Oh.
Yeah, you probably would have been like crushed by the
I
book.
thought it was his book.
All right, we have 9 minutes, guys. All right, so yeah, so the book lands in the pile of bodies. He's swinging his arms around. He's afraid of these spirit animals that are crawling all over him, flying around. We've got a spider crawling up his shoulder, an owl that's circling him, and he like knocks over a couple of the pillars, and like the stones like explode onto the floor. Xavier, give me a dex roll as well.
I already did.
Where? Oh,
12.
that's for Tangle. The heck is going on over there? Okay.
This boy got his roll set to GM.
Oh, yeah, I do.
Okay. Well, either way, you are stuck under a pile of rocks now.
Cool.
Cool.
I'm gonna,
He's like, "Hey,
I'm
help
gonna
me,
send
help
my bird to just go down and look and read the statute, the book.
Okay.
And I'm gonna look through its eyes.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. So.
I like how he told us not to mess with it, and we're just like, yeah, can I see that? Mm-hmm.
Sure. So your owl manages to actually move aside some of the body parts, and I'll write this out to you guys, but I'm gonna read it out. So this is from the Halls of the Flesh. It says, "To feel, to age, to wither is the burden of the flesh. We knew not what experimentation would bring forth, but witness signs of life renewed. What have we done?" So I'm going to write that out. And then I'll read the 3 sayings together for you guys.
Uh-oh. Is this your phone?
Wither is the burden of the flesh. We knew not what experimentation would bring forth, but witnessed signs of life renewed. What have we done? Okay, so I'm going to read the 3 sayings out to you guys. So the first saying is, "On the first night the construct stood still. Embers called forth from dragon flame, bringing light to shadow. To feel, to age, to wither is the burden of the flesh. We knew not what experimentation would bring forth, but witnessed signs of life renewed. What have we done? To starve a soul that craves and eyes that wander, my frigid heart grows tired and I must flee. But foremost, a sacrifice is to be brought to thee."
Wait, I'll put this in front.
So that's what we have so far for the saying itself. The flesh golem is just afraid. He's just swinging his arms, breaking things. He hasn't really attacked just yet. Krite says to not mess with him, that he controls the lever that gives them blood, and he's the only thing left that's giving them blood from the halls of the flesh. Xavier is now stuck under a pile of rocks accidentally as the flesh golem busted one of the columns.
I call out to Tangle to jump off of him. That we got what we wanted, I believe.
Yeah, he climbs. He drops off you, and he starts trying to like attach webs to like stones and carry them away. But like he can only get the small rocks.
Yeah, I know. He's cute.
He's cute.
He's so funny.
All right. Is anyone doing anything to help your friend?
I will walk in proudly, triumphantly, like a winner, and I will say, "Hail, friend! We have come here in search of your saying.
I'll help him get out of the rock.
Persuasion for me. You're helping him out of the rocks. Go ahead and roll me a strength saving throw. Or athletics, sorry. Okay.
Quick.
The creatures are appearing now! Everyone back! And he stomps on the ground. By the way, Vel, can you pull him out of it before he stomps on the ground? Go ahead and Kane roll me a dex saving throw as like the whole floor, like a wave, like erupts and starts coming towards your body parts and like blood and everything like that. Keep in mind there are several pillars around. The dex saving throw is a fail and you go flying in the air. You go 60 feet up in the air and fall down. I believe it's a d6 every 10 feet, so that's 66 damage.
Look, you got him in a good time.
I'll roll.
He's up, he's out, he's out.
Wait, what?
That's
Oh,
66.
I thought you said 66 damage. And I was
No,
like,
no, 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 no.
That's
That's 17 damage as you fall onto the ground after being thrown in the air. I need a dex saving throw from Velkin as well as Xavian, who are in the line of body parts that are flying towards them.
Okie dokie.
That was a great saving throw. And both great saving throws. So you guys dive behind pillars and the body parts just kind of erupt around those. Kane, you managed to pull yourself to your feet and start running away, I'm guessing, right? You guys are leaving?
Yeah. I'll just run for the door.
Okay, cool. Krite is definitely going to get out of there as well. Anyone else
And
doing anything else?
My owl is
He's going to follow
coming
you,
with
right?
me.
Yeah, I'm going to assume he's not going to sit there again.
I make sure to pick up Tangled before we have to leave or something, because I'm sure we're gonna have to leave here soon.
Definitely, yeah. So yeah, so you guys get out of there. The flesh golem is like trying to chase after you, but cannot fit through the door. So you see his face just peering at you and saying, "The creatures are leaving," and he slams the door shut. "Never return, never." All right, and
Okay,
that's
bye.
bye. All right, so that's where we're gonna end it for tonight, though. You have gotten the 3 sayings. You have what you need to get
But you
into
said
the.
there's possibly a fourth.
There's a fourth that's in the Crypt of the Lost, but you need a key from Ogren to get into the Crypt of the Lost. So I would suggest you guys are probably going back to the Halls of the Construct now to speak to Ogren to get the key to get into the Crypt of the Lost, and then there's probably a task to do in there before getting to the Horde itself. So expect lots of loot on episode 10. And yeah, so and then we'll discuss what's going to happen after episode 10 going into season 2. Okay?
Alright.
All right, so again, guys, thank you for hanging out. I do have to head out because my little brother's here. We're going to be setting up for a stream of Ring Elysium. We'll go
And I'll
over
join
more-
you for that.
Okay, cool. We got one spot. So
Mind if I join you?
we have only one spot available, so you guys can maybe
Oh,
swap.
that's right.
Maybe we could rotate.
I was going to say, yeah, maybe you guys can like run a solo game while we're in a match and then jump out and in. You know what I'm saying? If you guys are cool with that. It's up to you. It's whatever you want to do. But we have one
Dude,
spot
just
available.
play Fortnite.
No.
Nah.
All right, so let me do the outro. Thank
No.
you guys for hanging out. Thank you for following. You can join us every Saturday at 8 p.m., hopefully for some sort of tabletop. I'm going to talk with Xavian about what we're going to do going into the second season, if I'm going to continue running this. I'm fine running it more. I also have another tabletop system I can run, but we'll have to see what the plan is going forward here. I would like to keep all the same people together, so then we're just meeting up the same night, same time. Again, thank you guys for hanging out. Thanks for following. Thank you for joining the Dead, and we'll see you on the next one. If you want to play in any sort of D&D games or run your own, definitely check out the Steelborn Legion tabletop site that I've been running for over 4 years now. So thank you again, guys, and you have a good night. Bye.
Night, guys.
Later.
Here, there it is.
Sell out, yeah. Definitely a sellout, Shoutfire. Good night, bye-bye.